What's going on, Internet? The Black Okage here, aka TBH. And to be honest, I'd like to welcome everybody back to the Gaming Illuminaughty podcast. We are the Enlightened Gamers, and you're now tuned into episode 193. If you're watching the video version of the show at youtube.com/GI updates, know this show's available on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, and all other major podcast platforms. If you're watching on Apple or Spotify, please rate the show 5 stars. And if you're watching on YouTube, please hit the like button and then hit that hype button. When you hit the hype button, then the show will appear on YouTube's new hype charts, which helps bring us some new viewers so they can check out the world's best weekly gaming podcasts. And of course, if social media is your last thing, I swear this is the last thing we're going to shout out. We drop content on those pages as well. We're available on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Discord, and Facebook. Our handle on most platforms is at GI Updates, with the exception being Facebook. Facebook.com/GI Podcast will be that. Links to all our social platforms will be in the description box below at youtube.com/GI Updates. Now, without further ado, allow me to introduce you to my co-hosts who are here to break down everything that happened during E3 week. The first of which streamed multiple times this week, so hell must have froze over. Ethos, what's going on, man?
I'm tired, boss. I'm so tired. I can't keep doing this, man. Can we push some games off to 2 years in the future? I can't. There's too many games.
Too many games, man. Hey, but listen, what the PS4 ninja say? I don't see a reason by PS5, bro.
Nothing to do with it. I just gotta slander the PS4 people real quick.
My second co-host recently took to her socials to declare that Mortal Shell 2 could end up being her game of the year. So we definitely want to hear more about that. Miss 5000 Watts, say what up to the people.
Hello. Yeah, I mean, dude, that demo, we'll talk about it. But like, I knew I was really excited for it. It's more impressive than I thought it would be.
And last but not least is the man who managed to stay out of trouble 2 weeks in a row. Not one, two. So he's a golden noodle. UTX, non-problematic the Don. Say what up to the people.
Oh, what's good? What's good? This has been the best week I've had in a very long time, man. I just kept getting blessed.
Are you feeling happy and relaxed?
I'm very happy. Miles Garrett is a Ram, so that started off my Monday, and then I immediately got the news that the Onimusha demo was live, and I got a date on that. I was just getting banger after banger after banger. We got to play Mortal Shell 2. Like, it's been
a good day.
So many announcements, man. Like, I can't, bro. Too blessed to be stressed, man. But on the other end, I'm super stressed, but mainly because of the video game industry. So we gonna talk about it.
If anything,
I got very angry this weekend.
If anything, I inherited JG's problems. The God of War community was beefing with me this week.
Dude, I'm telling you, the worst time I had on Twitter was when I just tweeted out God of Puzzles. So I said, I didn't say it was good. I didn't say it was bad. And they were very mad at me.
Yeah, I forgot how crazy that community was because it's been a few years since Ragnarok dropped. And I was like, oh, yeah. We'll get into it later.
Crying about Elden Ring.
Literacy crisis is what I learned this past week. But yeah, this week is E3 week. E3 doesn't exist, but we still call it E3 because we got the State of the Play, Summer Games Fest, the Xbox Showcase, the PC Game Show, the Future Game Show, plus a whole bunch of demos that dropped during these showcases. And we're going to do our best to discuss it all in depth. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and preface and say we apologize ahead of time if we missed something. We are only 4 people. We're doing our best to try to keep up with all this stuff, but I'm not going to lie. It's a little overwhelming this week to the point where I think I seen DX tweet out. He's like, man, the gaming is dead people real quiet this week. And I felt that tweet. If you feel like gaming is dead right now, you got to find a new hobby because I'm overwhelmed with the quality of content. And we're going to start with Sony's State of the Play because that's actually what kicked off the week with all their big announcements. The biggest would be God of War. I don't know how to pronounce it. Is it Laufey?
Yeah. That sounds right.
Sounds close enough.
I think Laufey is about right.
Marvel's Wolverine was showing off finally. Until Dawn 2, Stuntman Hollywood. There's a new game. It's called Kimari. I'm not really sure what that is.
Oh, Kimari was, oh my God. I've been following this game for a long time.
What is this game?
So I can talk about that.
Yeah, go ahead. What is this?
So that is a game by, I don't know, cast your minds back to when E3 was actually a thing. And there was a woman who went on stage. Her name was Ikumi Nakamura. And she did the like She said
Oh,
spooky,
yeah.
and she did like
Your
an
enunciation
O's.
is amazing, by the way.
Mhm.
Well, thank you. And she blew up on the internet. And she was making that Ghostwire Tokyo game. So she was like a director on that. She left that studio and made her own studio, which is Unseen, which is the studio that's making this
that
game.
shorty that stood on
Yeah.
stage by herself, I think, and they were talking about like her art. I remember that. Okay.
Yeah. So that I've been following since she made that studio because like they've assembled a really talented team across the world. It's not just in Japan. And I saw they showed off their game a while ago, but it was just like kind of a small announcement of like, here's kind of what we're doing. And I was like, this just looks really cool. Their art style is really dope. It's a co-op game where you're doing PvE and you're fighting different yokai and you get yokai abilities. So you get to actually take on the abilities of a yokai and it changes the way you look and everything. So it just looked really cool. I'm excited we finally got to see more about it. That was like my biggest surprise from Sony.
Yeah, I thought the art direction looked really nice on this, and I like the fact that it was co-op. I was just a little bit confused about the gameplay loop. I would want to see a little bit more in-depth news about that. And I was worried it was a gacha game, but I think I don't think it is. It just kind of looked like it at first glance, but that's good that it's not. I thought it looked all right. What's the name, Jay? What stood out to you at the state of play?
I wonder.
Outside of comedy, because I did really like that. I mean, honestly, it was a lot of stuff that we've seen before, which is not a bad thing. Really, you know what's funny? Because this is like one of my favorite games, like of all time. This probably what got me into the series, but I'm just like, why, Koei? Dynasty Warriors 3 complete edition. I was like, why, man? Like,
are you gonna actually buy that?
No, they're trying to get me. Like, I feel like nostalgia is like trying to hit me like really, really hard this year, like pretty much this week. I'm not going to because like it's coming out October 1st. Like, what? No, it's not happening. I'm not playing it. But I found that to be absolutely hilarious. I thought that when I first saw it, I was like, is this Afro Samurai? Bancho the chef. When I saw that, I was like, what is this going to be? I was like, is this Afro Samurai? Is this an Afro Samurai? And I was like, oh, it's sushi. I'm like, that's interesting. I don't think I'll play it, but I'm just trying to point out some interesting things. Yeah,
that's the prequel to Dave the Diver. So I was like,
okay.
I was like, it looks pretty cool because Dave the Diver, you got to dive in and you get ingredients and then you cook it in the sushi restaurant. But this looks like it's the prepping and more managing of a restaurant side rather than the like diving and getting food stuff. So
yeah. Until Dawn 2. Yes. Yes. Until Dawn 2. I was not expecting that one. But I was happy to see that was another very, very pleasant surprise. So I will be looking forward to that one. That's also one that's coming out next year. So yeah, those are my like notable ones from the state of play outside of the obvious ones that we all know.
Did Until Dawn 2 get a release date?
No, just 2027.
I did like the premise of this one because they were saying in the story you play a bunch of wannabe influencers, you can basically kill them all. So I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
That's pretty much like it's funny. That's pretty much the premise of like a lot of these. Like it's like you can kill them. Like sometimes you can intentionally kill them if you want to, like intentionally play bad. But a lot of times it's just like, all right, if you make the wrong choice, then you know.
Do you want to play as a group? Do you want to play it as a group?
Down.
They allow us to, absolutely.
I'd be down.
Yes.
I just know I'm going to do reckless shit the entire time. I'm there for the entertainment.
That's fine. It was funny as hell when we did. What was it, Corey? That was pretty.
Yes, the Corey was a legendary set of streams.
Before we get into the obvious, one that did stand out to me was Tomb Raider: Legacy of Atlantis. I really didn't have any expectations for this series, but I feel like this is looking like a nice mix between the old and the new Tomb Raider. Not just from like the gameplay style, but like even like the character design. And I feel like it's gonna be like that happy medium. It's nice and cinematic. The combat looks good. I'm looking forward to it. It just depends on when it comes out, I think. But I think this is gonna be something that Tomb Raider and Uncharted fans are probably going to like. Ethos, is there anything that stood out to you outside the two obvious ones?
I'm scanning through it because I missed the state of play, so I'm like scanning through.
I could bring up mine while you're looking.
Go for
by the way, before you get to that, it says February 12th on Tomb Raider.
February 12th. February's getting a little packed. I'm not gonna lie.
February's
February
also
already.
We're not getting a break, man.
February already is a little spooky.
It's just like September and then November. Everybody get out the way, and then all right, the next year February, everybody get ready. All the stuff are dropping. Quarter 1.
My big surprise, I was not expecting at all, was No Rest for the Wicked got a 1.0 month release. So we don't have the exact release date, but it's October this year for No Rest for the Wicked 1.0. And this is it coming on console as well as it going into 1.0 on PC.
I'm about to play that game next week.
Actually. It's fire. Like if you're looking for like an action Soulsy type game, but it's got co-op. I think it's 4-player co-op now too.
Yeah,
it's fire. And it's coming to PS5. Okay. Yeah,
it's really good. I will definitely be jumping in when it comes out.
Bet, yeah, because I
already have like 100-something hours.
Yeah.
Freaking cool. So then let's talk about the big ones. First one is Wolverine. We've been finally waiting to see some gameplay on that one. We got a first look. It was a mix between like cinematics and gameplay. I think for me, the thing that stood out the most is how visceral it was. And for me, that's kind of what I was mainly looking for. I was worried that they were going to water it down. Even though it was M-rated, I still guess I got to see it to believe it. And off rip, this man came out jumping, just slicing heads off, blood everywhere. I thought it was a little weird that his suit healed after he got cut up, but I'm not going to nitpick. It's a fucking video game. I like what I saw. It's exactly what it needed to be. And then they also confirmed on social media that this is not an open world game. It is a linear experience, cinematic, all about focusing on the action. It's looking like a day one cop for me. Thank God. This did not need to be open world.
Thank God.
What'd you think, Ethos?
Yeah, I'm just happy. I mean, what do you expect? Like, I didn't really have anything extra to add to it outside of like, yeah, this is definitely Wolverine. So like nothing really like shocked me. I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. Unfortunately, they kind of spoiled the whole like X-Men. That thing was kind of leaked, I think, like a couple months ago. So we kind of already had an idea that was going to be the thing. I think it would have been more exciting if people didn't know that any of the X-Men were going to be in it. But like now that that kind of got leaked, it's kind of like, okay. When they showed Homegirl, I was like, oh, okay, yeah.
I'm of the ideology. The reason they showed Jean Grey is there has to be something else in the story even bigger. If not, that would be very disappointing. But I'm leaning towards they got to have something else to show.
I mean, it's probably just more X-Men. It's probably my guess.
It might be more simple than you think, bro. I mean, because obviously they're going through the same old things that the X-Men typically go through. They may be going through a little bit more of Wolverine's origin story. Like obviously they have Sabretooth in there. We saw the Sentinel. So it might end up being a simplified story. But I mean, it's not like I'm not gonna play it, but I just wouldn't get your expectations too high about just seeing Jean and possibly the rest of X-Men in there.
Also, gonna get Spider-Man 2. And you don't want to. That's what happens when you put your expectations too high. Don't do it.
I mean, based off what I saw, like it looks like it's going to be a solid 8 out of 10. I think they go to the next level. That story is going to have to be fire, but I'm not expecting anything mind blowing. The main thing is I just wanted it to be visceral combat, very brutal. Him banging heads against walls, blood everywhere. If they would have not did that, then I would have been like, it's just kind of like a regular beat 'em up. What'd you think, Watts?
Yeah, I agree. I think that's really what I was looking for with a Wolverine game is like, they just can't hold back any punches when it comes to how gory it is and everything. And they're clearly doing that. He touches a man's pinky and there's blood all over the screen. So it's going to be very gory. You're not going to be able to monetize any of your shorts because as soon as YouTube sees blood, they're going to be like, no. It's what I expected. It looks good. Looks good, especially for a Sony game. I'm always worried about Sony games with how visceral they're going to go with combat, but I'm not worried about it anymore. Okay. I'm glad to hear it's linear, and I hope it's not like a 40-hour linear experience.
Yeah, I'm good. Give me 15 hours.
Nice and tight, contained story. Keep the story good. Don't try and like milk it and let us enjoy the combat before it gets super old.
I hope it has a cool combat system too. I hope it's not just like a straight button masher where we can cook up some cool stuff.
I hope so.
Is this a day one cop for everybody?
Pretty much, yeah. I think
maybe.
So
mainly because another game decided to get out the way, which is great.
Exactly.
So,
yeah. I'm like,
Wait, which game was that?
It was,
Phantom Blade decided to get out in
yeah.
September and move to late October. So
okay.
Yeah, as long as there's nothing in September, yeah, probably.
You ain't gonna play 2K?
So the beginning of
that's in September.
Fuck. Next, please.
2K27.
2K go have to kick rocks, man. Like I said, all you ball and gun gamers. I think y'all may have some tough decisions this year.
Real ballers gonna find a way to ball. They gonna find a way. The biggest announcement out of the state of play was 20 minutes of gameplay from
gameplay. Yeah, that's why you get in trouble. You better not start it up. They gonna kill you.
Listen, just because you're illiterate, that's your problem. I don't give a fuck, bro. And I'm gonna let y'all state y'all opinions, and I'm gonna state mine. But the big announcement was God of War Laufey, which is a spinoff game starring Kratos' wife who had passed away. She's doing war with gods. There's like a realm where gods die. They go, and it's basically all the different cultures of gods hanging out in this place. And I guess she's trying to figure out how to, navigate it. I don't know. That's the most I got out of it. Some cool implications there. Visually, it looks really good. How are we feeling about it, Watts?
Yeah, I am interested in this, even as a God of War not lover. Couple reasons. One, combat looks like it's returning to older God of War style, even though it's like a 3D action game. God of War used to be about putting dudes in the air and slashing them around and slamming them back onto the floor, but Kratos hasn't been doing that for a long time, and I think that's fine. But it's nice that we're having this kind of almost Devil May Cry-esque return to OG God of War. She's going to be able to jump. She can double jump. She can take people into the air and do aerial combos. And so combat, I think, looks like it's going to be fun. I also like the premise of being in the afterlife of the gods, because I think it really opens up some really interesting possibilities for culture exchanges, because it's not just one specific culture. So even in the trailer, we saw the God of War for both Egypt and Tibetan/Mongolian culture. So they could just do anything with that. Like they could go anywhere and be like, yeah, it's the God of War from China. It's the God of War from, wherever. So I'm also really excited about that. I don't know about the cube yet. Maybe I hope there's something interesting going on with the cube character. I just hope it's an interesting storyline. And then the sword has a lot of mystery behind it, because they kind of hinted like, you don't really know what the sword is. So yeah, I think overall I'm feeling optimistic about it. You brought up the 20 minutes of gameplay. Seeing the combat was fire. I was like, this combat looks nice. But then there is also, of course, a lot of hold R2, press the like quick time events and cutscenes. So I hope it's going to be in the game, and this is the beginning of the game. So I understand that there might be more. I just hope that as we get throughout the game further into it, that it is more just her beating ass than cutscenes. Quick time events.
For sure. Jay, what's it doing for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is they show me enough for it to be exciting for me. So it looks like the rumors were true. We are getting Faye. I have been seeing like a bunch of memes, man. Like it's funny because I don't know. I think this is the first time in a while that like I don't know where the God of War community stands here, because you have the people that are like, I don't care, it's God of War, like I'm going to play it day one. You can't tell me nothing. Like I don't care. But then you have the people who are like, it doesn't have Kratos in there, so I don't know how I feel. And then you just have the people who are just misogynists and just want to make jokes because it's Faye in there and it's a woman.
And can I say, the people who feel like, oh, they're on the fence about it, they don't know because Kratos is not in it. They associate God of War with Kratos, whether you agree with that or not. I do feel like that's a fair reason for somebody to be disinterested, because I do feel like those people are getting lumped in with the misogynist people that are like, oh, I don't want it as a woman. I just want to make that clear. Like, it's okay to be disinterested because it's not a character you care about.
Yeah, but like Watt said, like you have different God of Wars. Like Kratos is not the only God of War, and if we recall, the very first God of War, he wasn't even a God of War. Mm-hmm. So I just want to point that out. But I get it. Like people have that attachment to Kratos, and rightfully so. I'm not going to sit here and be like, hey, like just because Kratos isn't in here, that you don't want to play the game. That's fine. But I just want people to be fair about that and just understand that, yes, technically being a actually person, he's not the only God of War. But I think I've seen enough from it. Like I wasn't really interested in like the parts that didn't have action, mainly because like I just kind of want to be surprised on what the premise of the story is. So I really did focus mainly on the gameplay on the trailer. But like Watt said, like I love like her combat style compared to Kratos. The aerial combos really sent me out with like, yeah, like that's something that I want to do. Like she could do a lot. And she has magic too. So I'm more interested in her. I want to see what her story is because like a lot of other people were pointing out, Kratos said himself, like Faye might be even stronger than him. So I was like, if that's true, I want to see what she can really do. So that's what I'm more interested about playing this, but it's going to be a day one for me regardless. I don't think it would take much for me to be disinterested in it. And to be honest, I don't really care if I don't get to play with Kratos in this, but Kratos will clearly be in the game in some form or fashion. So we literally just saw a glimpse of that. So I'm sure he'll pop up multiple times during this game. But for the people who want to play as him, yeah, you may need to temper your expectations. You might not be able to in this one.
Yeah, apparently she beat Kratos to a standstill, so she liked that with them hands. Ethos, what you think?
Yeah, I was watching it right now. Yeah, I feel like this is something it's definitely something where I'm like, oh yeah, it looks cool.
Oh wait, you haven't seen it yet?
No, because I missed the state of play.
Okay,
like,
so
I was outside. I was.
No funny shit. I'm showing
grass.
the gameplay on the stream. I'm struggling to find gameplay. You got to go all the way to the end.
Yeah, I went all the way to the end. I went to the part where I saw the UI. So like I was skirting through originally, and I saw a lot of walking at first. And I was like, okay, I was scanned through it. So and there was a cutscene where she's getting grabbed and she's talking to, I think they were the Tibetan or Mongolian gods. I think just based on how they looked, or maybe they're Hindu. I don't know. Yeah, I saw a couple of this, so I'll be cool to see. I'm curious to see if Jesus is gonna be in this game. That'd be fire.
You're wild, I don't think that's gonna.
So I saw something on Twitter. Which I thought was really fascinating. They said they had a theory. They said, I have this theory, like based off of what this game is like kind of insinuating. He's like, I have this theory that like all the gods basically want to be acknowledged or something like that in the real world or whatever it is, right? So they're all together in this new, different type of world, and they're all fighting because of their own wants and desires and all this sort of stuff. Somebody said it would be interesting because it would tie into the God of War trilogy because Kratos kills off all their gods. He said it would be pretty crazy, but he's like, it would be crazy if like the modern equivalent of God, right? If God and Jesus, whatever it was, if they were actually the final quote unquote like actual boss of this universe, because they have basically in the modern day have basically in a way have capitalized,
murdered the other gods.
Murdered the other gods in a way, have murdered the other smaller religions, and they have become. That's why there's so much devotion in the world right now of like the Jewish, Muslim, and Christianity. God is like they come from the same Abrahamic stem. So it'd be pretty cool if that entity was in this game, or not even in this game, but in the future was this like sort of like God killer who was going around, and that's why they were acknowledged as like this. The God of War, the God. So I thought it was cool. I was like, there's no way in hell this is true, but it'd be cool as hell. It would be definitely very ambitious and very, I think, very. You
think Santa Monica would want that heat on their ass, fucking with Jesus and like real world shit?
Never.
No,
you don't put a
that's why I don't think it
woman
would
and
happen.
Jesus in a game?
Nah, probably not. But
You can't do that.
I mean, I don't know. Smite was too scared. Smite was too scared to put Jesus in the game. I don't know. Honestly, I don't get it. I'm like, yo, it's fair game. If you find with putting like Hinduism and putting Hindu gods in there, and that's currently a modern religion. You're putting like Buddhism is currently a modern religion, and you're using their gods as well. I think it should be fair game. I don't think one god or one religion deserves a special privilege compared to the other ones. If you're gonna use one religion, I think all of them should be allowed on the table to call a spade.
You're thinking too logically there, buddy.
I know, but it's the truth. Y'all can get mad all you want. But I mean, it looks cool. I agree with what Watts said too. I like the air combo thing looks really cool. The combat looks God of War. I do think that the big selling point for me is not even really the gameplay. I think it's going to be the story. I agree with what a lot of everyone's saying. It's like Faye was, for people who are uncultured and just straight up just lying. Faye was a big driving force to, I'd argue, the original, like the reboot. There is no reboot.
She's the reason why he became a better man.
Yeah. Like Kratos changed. I want you to imagine if you just play the original trilogy, you got to think to yourself, how the hell did this woman change that man into who he is in 2018? Like that is a crazy like.
This
level
is
of
why
change.
back then people were asking and begging for a Faye game.
Yeah, I remember people were asking for DLC. I don't know why people were trying to lie and act like no one cared. I remember people were like, when I especially Ragnarok, I remember I saw people bringing up it'd be so cool if Ragnarok has DLC with Faye or like Faye's reference, and then the whole thing with like Loki, how it ties in, like that's also really cool, and like her ability and it's like all the people that y'all prop up and talk about, oh they're so badass, they're so cool. Thor fought this woman for days and could not
beat his ass.
Yeah, and she beat his ass. Like, and remind you, this man beat the shit out of Kratos at the beginning of the game. So, like, this is not like some like, oh, you know, they're just trying to, you know, empower women. Like, no, this is a character that is like central to the themes of the reboot. They've been, I'd argue, they've been the driving force of the reboot, even existing, even up to Ragnarok. Loki, I'm sorry, spoiler there, but Loki doesn't exist without her. Kratos doesn't exist in the current form of where he is and how he is without her. Their entire journey does not exist without her.
I have a thought for you. What if? And what I'm about to say, if it don't apply, let it fly. But what if there is a good segment of the God of War fan base that just doesn't understand the story? Because I can see a world, because let's be fair, this is a ball and gun adjacent game. I could see a world where people just hop on God of War and just beat shit up. And they're watching the cutscenes, but are they processing it is what I'm saying.
No.
I agree. I think we are dealing with we're dealing with a
literacy crisis. Yeah.
Watch those in the anime community. That is a pure crisis right now, especially when it comes to a multitude of mainstream anime where people are just like watching it, but they're not comprehending what they're.
That's why
consuming.
I get recommended Solo Leveling.
Yeah. so I think it's possible. I totally think it's a plausible thing. That whole meme of we don't read. We don't read. We don't comprehend. We just look at what we visually see, what our eyes see, and we just say that's cool. So that's not to say all of them, because I do think,
and that's okay too. Like if you interact with media in that way, like that's fine. It's just like we always say, there's a difference between someone who's just like unga bunga kill things, and someone who does that and then goes on the internet telling us what the story is.
Yeah. So like I agree with what you're saying. Like I know I have friends who are hardcore. I wouldn't even say hardcore God of War specific, but I know they were really into the reboot. Like they really like the storytelling of the reboot. Mm-hmm. And I know that they learned a lot. They know a lot of the lore and the storytelling of that. And I think that is a segment of the God of War community. I also agree with what you're saying. I think that there is a segment, which I think is what the one you're referring to. I think there's a segment of the God of War community that is nostalgia. That is like, they just played the original ones. They played them and they just remember from like, oh, I killed a bunch of gods, but they probably can't remember a majority of the story from the like OG God of War game.
Yeah.
And I think that they're now the ones that are playing this that probably are like, they probably have not really, they're not, how do I describe this? God of War 2018 reboot feels like it's more of a, we're actually trying to develop Kratos from being a meathead. Like we want him to actually have a depth to his character and that he actually has a character growth.
That means including women.
Yeah, it includes women, but I think it involves having a child. And again, this kind of goes with what Corey's philosophy has been, is like God of War was rebooted mostly because he became a father. And when he became a father, it opened his perspective. His mind changed about his perspective of becoming a father and what that means. And that's what kind of informed what God of War became. So like all these things play a role in that. So yeah, I do know that Cory Barlog, who was the mastermind behind the reboot, he's not doing this game. Like he's the creative director of like just all of Santa Monica's projects now. Like he got promoted and now like he's in charge of all their projects and like their visions and stuff like that. But he's not directing this game. But for the people who are frauds and don't know, the woman that is directing this game is not some DEI, not some like it's a woman now, and now it's a woman main character. This woman has been working on God of War from the very beginning, from the long time ago, from the OG trilogy. So this is her resume is, I saw her resume. She is insanely talented and insanely, I'd argue she's crazy overqualified for this. I don't even know why this would even be an argument. And even if it was a new director, I think it's more than fine that like allow like a new voice or a new something to come on and try something completely different. And it's a spinoff. Who cares? It's a spinoff.
You just probably a direct sequel. You never know, where people are at. Cause like I brought that up because like, a couple months ago I auditioned for a show, and on it they asked us to talk about Avatar, The Last Airbender. And I brought up, I was like, oh, that's my favorite cartoon of all time, because of how, and the person that like, they were doing chemistry tests, and the person that I was auditioning with, they said, oh, I love that show too. And she was like, why do you love that show? Oh, I was like, oh, I love Avatar because it deals with themes of imperialism, fascism, grief, mental health, self-doubt. Like there's so many amazing themes that it handles, but it never forgets that it's a kid's show and it never preaches at you. And to me, that's why. Plus, there's great action. She responds, "That was in the show." Like she's like, "What do you mean Imperial?" I was like, "All right, bro." Like I was like, so that's why I brought the God of War part because I'm like, you just never know how people are perceiving the art that they are absorbing. Like to some people, it might just be they're pressing the buttons. But as far as my opinion,
but they don't think it's art. That's what I think. I think when they watch this stuff, they don't perceive it as art. They just perceive it as this is something I consume,
a product to consume.
Yes, it is a product that I consume. It is a piece of entertainment that I consume. And I think that's what kind of goes with what you're saying, TB. It's just like there's levels to this shit, and I think some people don't perceive a lot of this stuff as like art or like that. There's
it's not that deep. Has done a lot of damage, man.
Yeah, it's not that deep. Yes, it is that deep.
As far as my opinion of the God of War Laufey, I thought it looked okay. I think for me, it depends on when it comes out. The action that they showed a little bit, it looked okay. I wanted to see more of it, but visually it looks really good. I do like the premise of the story with the gods having a cultural exchange and them vying for power. I just feel like they showed a little bit too much of that with a world premiere. And them being like, "Oh, we got one more thing. Here's 20 minutes of new gameplay of a God of War." And this is where I got in trouble with the audience because I kept harping on the word gameplay. And Ethos he just said he did not see the gameplay before this freaking recording. He's been sitting here watching. He's like, "Oh, I'm looking for the game." Proving my fucking point, bro. The majority of it, my issue was not what the gameplay that they showed, it was the way that they marketed it. They should have just said, "We're going to show you 20 minutes of this new game." And I would have been
Here's the beginning of God of War.
Yeah,
20 minutes of the beginning of God of War.
And truthfully,
words were important, and you were harping on because they said gameplay.
Yeah,
so
I learned I learned some people change the definition of words just because they like something, bro.
God damn.
What happened?
I just saw this dude. He's beating the shit out of her. I just grab her, throw her, bro, into the wall.
So he wasn't playing with her.
In my opinion, I would have cut that trailer in half. I think a good example is the way they did it with Wolverine. That thing was only like 5 or 10 minutes, and half of it was like cutscenes, half of it was a gameplay. It never overstayed its welcome. But with the God of War reveal, it was just a lot of just slow walking, pressing R2. And I'm like, yo, I would rather experience this when the game comes out for myself. I don't want to replay that whole thing. Like, just show a little bit at the beginning. What's the general premise? Show me some gameplay. Because some people were asking, well, what did you want to see? They said 20 minutes of gameplay. And somebody was like, oh, I think he wanted to see more of the combat. No, when I say gameplay, I mean, yeah, the combat. But I'm also talking about, is there a skill tree?
Puzzles.
Yeah, are there puzzles? What kind of RPG? You said 20 minutes of gameplay. That's why. And I'm going to give you guys a good example because I don't want people to think that like I'm just shitting on God of War. A good recent example of a company showing gameplay when they revealed it was Mortal Shell 2. They dropped like a 15-minute trailer and it was all straight gameplay showing mechanics. I'm trying to think of another good one. Oh, I didn't really like the game when it came out, but Crimson Desert, they did a good job of showing what the game had to offer. They dropped 4 dev diaries and that was gameplay. It's just crazy to me that we changed the definition of words because we really like something, but I'm not saying that
100%.
I'm not saying I won't play it though.
There's a lot of like when I hear gameplay, I had the same issue with Lords of the Fallen 2, where they said, we've got, I don't know how many minutes it was, but they're like, we're showing gameplay. And it was like maybe 4 seconds of actual gameplay, but the rest was like visceral finisher attacks. I'm like, me seeing an animation of a finishing attack isn't gameplay to me. I want to see how your game plays. I want to see, like what you said, exploration, movement. I want to see UI. I need to see UI if you're talking gameplay. Like, there's just certain expectations that you have. And if you're just showing me like, here's just a look at our game, that's fine. But gameplay, I really like seeing unedited UI, full gameplay.
Somebody tweeted me today and I guess they were watching my VOD of the reaction of the God of War reveal. And they were like, wow, so you were screaming and got excited for the last Ronin announcement. They didn't even show no fucking gameplay, but you was LARPing on or hating on God of War. And I'm like, well, they didn't say they were going to show gameplay. We didn't even know that. We saw articles, potential rumors. There was the last Ronin game coming out. That was just a general announcement. It's to the point where I'm like, are you guys being purposely obtuse? Or are you really like that dumb that it's like, what I'm saying, if it don't apply, let it fly. That we don't understand what we're talking
scores
about.
Have gone down.
Words have meanings.
They have meanings, but that's beside the point. It depends on when it comes out. What would we rate this state of play out of 10? What would y'all rate it?
It's hard for me because honestly, I think it was a pretty good one for Sony, for PlayStation, because like you have Wolverine, you've got God of War. but a lot of what they showed was like stuff we already knew about, and they gave it a release date, stuff we already know about, and like an update to it. There wasn't a lot of like brand new surprises. I still enjoyed it.
God of War is hard carrying this because like I'm looking through it again at the end of the clip, and then what they show at the end, like I hate this too because also in retrospect, it's like we have seen on top of this like all the other showcases, and now I'm like, oh, this doesn't even seem as good as those other ones that we just watched like in the last 2 days.
Sony's in last place to the other two.
I think, which is shocking to say. I think this one's actually in last place because like I just looked at it and I'm just like all they showed. I looked at my
list. I made a list of like games that I'm excited about and big announcements from Showcase, and the Sony one is a smaller list than the other two.
I think the only one I'm like, wow, like they God of War is really hard carrying this reveal. And the Kamui was really cool too. Like those are the two I think was good. But like everything else they showed, I'm like, we already knew about Control, we already knew about Tomb Raider.
Ace Combat release date, Control release date, Onimusha release date.
Marathon.
And I'm excited to see these
they did some Marathon,
Like I love Onimusha got a demo drop, which puts it like up there for me with a release date. But it was a lot of like, here's updates. It wasn't like, oh my God, what is that? There's a new game from this thing. It was very focused on God of War and Wolverine.
Yeah. So what y'all give it out of 10? Let's get to the nitty gritty.
I give it a 7.8 out of 10.
Okay.
I think that
maybe an 8. Maybe an 8 if I'm like being really kind of God of War. But the more I think about what you said about God of War and I'm like watching it now, I'm kind of like, like this was really felt like, maybe like 5-7 minutes of like 7.6.
7.7.
People got mad at me because I said this was the AAA version of High Guard, and people completely missed the point that I was making. The reason people got upset about High Guard is because Jeff Keighley stood on that stage and said, "Upcoming is a crazy game made by former Titanfall." That set an expectation. They did the same thing at the end of the State of the Play, and what we got 15 minutes of walking around. I'm like, bro, just cut all that out and get to the goddamn game, bro. Anyways,
I'm not going to be as I get what Watts and Ethos were saying, but I'm going to still judge it standalone by itself. I'm not going to compare it. I still think the overall, I think the State of Play got a 9 because one, they gave because they gave the dedicated Sony people exactly what they wanted.
That's true.
And I can't take away from that. Me personally, from this, I wanted to see Wolverine, so I got Wolverine. They announced God of War, which the rumors still being true, and I got a bunch of release dates for the games that I actually cared about, and I saw a couple of new ones that I cared about. So I think that overall, they didn't show anything else but the games. They did their job well, and they showed a lot of bankers. There's a lot of stuff on this State of Play that I thoroughly enjoyed and that I want to play. So they get a 9 out of me.
You said a good point. I'll put it up to an 8.
No, it's like I said, it was really
no more than an 8.
This was very good for PlayStation fans, and I think when we talk about the Xbox one, that one was also very good for Xbox fans. So I think both of their independent showcases did kind of exactly what they needed to do for fans of that platform.
I gave it 8. But like, I thought it was good.
And I said on Twitter, I was like, man, I should be like jumping for joy at this, but just the release dates alone, forget the game.
You know what?
The release dates
6
alone.
6 out of 10 for Sony.
These release dates are ridiculous.
Every single game within just their showcase was within September 24th. 25th.
So just to like be specific on this, okay. I was waiting on Onimusha. I said, Onimusha, please give me that. Come on, Capcom, please do it. They said September 25th. I said yes. I'm locked in. Let's go. You are at the end of the month, so I can enjoy Wolverine. I can enjoy Phantom Blade Zero, right? And I already mentioned in the podcast, Phantom Blade Zero said, you know what? We're gonna move out of here. We not even go best with it. We were gonna be the first. We were gonna be the first maker.
All of a sudden, we need to polish our game more.
I said, you know what? I said it's the first time I lost. I said, take your time, Pastor. I don't care. Go ahead, move out the way, bro. Move out the way. They said October 29th. I said, all right, you bold because you almost there. You almost there, but everybody else is scared. And then Control Residence. I said, all right, we showing Control again. They said September 24th. I said, are you fucking kidding me? You literally just like my heart, bro. I can't do this. Like, that's absolutely ridiculous. Silent Hill. They say, September 24th. I'm like, what are you doing? doing?
It was
Like,
so
this is
bad.
ridiculous.
I said on my stream, and I'm gonna say it here on the podcast, yo, if any game devs see this podcast, we're gonna need codes. I can't afford all this shit, bro.
Yeah,
So
seriously.
all these games coming out, yo, hit the line, man.
$500
TBH@giupdates.tv.
Literally
$200
$500 a games. Yeah,
over $200 for
$200.
all the games I want to play in September. Like, no, I can't do it.
No, fuck that.
We need
I don't think
codes.
I'm gonna get a control code. They don't know me. Well, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's an action game. Maybe
It should
I've
be
changed.
on. Is it going to be on Game Pass?
I thought I got a copy of it from.
I thought it was
I know
supposed to
it's
be.
on Game Pass.
The last Control was on
Yeah.
Game Pass, wasn't it?
It was, but it was also. I don't think it was on Sony though. It wasn't on PS. It wasn't on
No,
PS4.
Control was
then.
on. No, Control was Epic Games.
Control is epic. Yeah.
I do know.
okay.
I do know two people at Epic Games. So maybe
It was a Windows game. I remember because I actually did get it.
No,
on
that was Quantum
Windows.
Break. That was Quantum Break.
Damn,
Yeah,
actually, yeah,
that
you're
was
right.
Quantum
You're
Break. That
right.
was
You're
Quantum
right.
Break.
You're right. So damn.
Where they're doing
okay,
that
well.
shitty ass UWS.
Yeah,
thing,
they were. Yeah, I forgot. Okay, so damn, I might not.
Yeah,
I
Control
keep
was-
looking at my game list and I just keep shaking my head.
Yeah, please. Yeah, game dev, please. We need to be able to talk about these games. If you want us to play our games and you don't want them to flop because you're going to be surrounded by a whole bunch of other games that are potential bangers, then you need to get these games in our hands, please. And not have us have to shit all this money you have to choose, because I've seen so many people saying, I don't even know what I want to buy. Like it's ridiculous. People are legit going to have to choose content creator or not. The regular person is probably going to go after, just in September alone, they're probably going to go after Wolverine. I think Wolverine's probably going to be number one on their list. And then they're going to be like, well, what else do I want to try? For me, it's Control. It was Onimusha and then Control for me. I told you that was my number one and number two most anticipated. And you're literally a day within each other. If I was a regular person, I'll be like, all right, I'm just getting Onimusha and then just calling it
If you get a code for Onimusha, you'll be playing it on the 24th. So
yeah, so what are you gonna do? I'm like, am I gonna die? Like,
I
bro,
go,
Good luck.
this sucks.
I go as far as to say that 2026 is going to be the year that a lot of games are going to fail, and it has nothing to do with the quality of the game, unless there's just a lot of fiscally irresponsible gamers. But right now in this economy, I don't think everybody's going to be buying everything, especially because y'all can't get off them live service games. So we're going to see a lot of games be all over the place. But I think most of us gave it an 8, except for Jay gave it a 9.
yeah.
They had Token too, bro. That Token reveal was amazing. Like
That token reveal was dope.
They had a bunch of good stuff. They showed Ill again, which I'm still like scared. Like me personal wise, because this shit was scary as hell. I don't know.
need that in my soul. I don't need that in
I
my
see
soul.
what Watts is saying though. Like, of the big 3 press conferences, my list is the weakest with the state of the play. But that does not mean that the state of the play was bad. I just think that this year is so fucking competitive that it pairs a comparison.
It just honestly, like a lot of the Sony ones, I just already knew about them and was already excited about them. So it's not like there were brand new announcements where I'm like, oh yeah, let me write that down. I'm so excited about this. Brand new.
Yeah, I hear you. But like I said, I'm trying to judge it just standalone. And I think just from the reveals alone, just for the stuff that I cared about, I give it a higher score just based off of that.
Cool. Let's move into the next big one, which was the Summer Games Fest. This is Jeff Keighley's. It's long. This is Jeff Keighley's show. This is basically the new E3. And I'd actually go as far as to say, besides the audio issues that he had, at least this was probably my favorite Summer Games Fest that he's done since
It was really good.
Since he started. He's getting better. And however you feel about Jeff Keighley, I do think he's important for the culture. He is giving a platform to a lot of these games that a lot of people wouldn't be aware of. So I think it's good because I miss E3 and this is about the next best thing. But yeah, tons of announcements. Watch, you said you got a long list. What were some standouts to you?
Monster Hunter Wilds.
Oh my
Ascendance.
lord!
Monster Hunter Wilds.
She just kept playing PlayStation. I saw everything.
Officially shown. Well, actually, we only knew that they would be talking about it sometime this year. We didn't know the name. We didn't know where it was based. We didn't know any monsters. We got to see the new area. We got to see a new mechanic for gameplay. We got to see three confirmed monsters and one probably also confirmed. So very excited about that. That's obviously. Stellar Blade Blood Rain. Why is it called Stellar Blade if Eve isn't in the game?
Could be a
blade. She got them hands though.
Could be an anthological type of situation where kind of like Final Fantasy.
Yeah, the same reason that God of War Laufey is God of War Laufey. But Stellar Blade Blood Rain. So there's a lot of controversy around this one.
Wait, what is it? I missed it. What is it?
At the beginning of the trailer, she looks really young, and people were worried about the fact that she looks like 13 and they're going to be having her booty jiggling.
Mm-hmm.
So that was one of the concerns. And then another one was that it seems that they're using a lot of Gen AI, which makes sense because the CEO of Shift Up, who makes Stellar Blade, loves Gen AI. He loves it.
I learned that Gen AI is more of a Western issue. In Korea, they love it, period. I learned that from Twitter. I was like, okay.
Yeah, the East does not care about Gen
The
AI.
East does not care at all, and Korea is like...
You have any insight on that? Why is that?
I don't know, honestly. I don't know.
I'm not saying they're wrong. I just don't know. Like, I would have to look into that.
I just don't know, yeah. But just Stellar Blade, Blood Rain, what they showed, I thought combat looked fire.
She was weird.
Combat looked so
She was in the
good.
pocket. I feel like they mocapped the boxer, bro. That she was in the pocket.
Oh man, it was good. Yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh yeah, I'm excited about that. I thought it looked really good.
There's no sword in a Stellar Blade?
There's a sword.
She has a little bit of
hidden
blade.
She's got like a hidden blade kind of.
I was about to say, you can't call it Stellar Blade and there's no blade.
The city, I think the city, it was also interesting that it takes place in it because Stellar Blade was pretty like derelict generally. It was like post-apocalyptic, whereas this looks like it's not. Yeah, Stellar Blade, I thought that looked good. Wolf Among Us 2, I won't go into too much detail because I'm sure JG might talk about that. Mortal Shell 2 got a demo release. Mortal Shell 2.
So far.
Oh my God. I didn't like the first Mortal Shell very much.
Nobody did.
It felt a little bit too clunky. Level design, I don't think was very good. A lot of the bosses I didn't think were super great. Mortal Shell 2 dropped a demo, which is about 4 to 6 hours long if you're like really exploring every nook and cranny. The game looks phenomenal. I think it's beautiful. Combat is super snappy, fluid. It's heavy. It's visceral. It's everything you would want from this kind of combat. The level design I've really enjoyed so far. The enemy variety and bosses I think are really cool. And that's why I said like this is hitting all of the spots that I would want for this kind of game. Progression is exciting because you're going out in the world and exploring and finding different shells. You're finding different weapons. You're upgrading them individually. Yeah, this game is hitting all cylinders that I'm mega excited about. And then I will say Gen Atlas, because I think a lot of you guys are going to mention other ones. But Gen Atlas, which is from the creators of Shadow of the Colossus. This is that big mecha game. I've been excited about this one since they first showed it, where they showed basically nothing, just because the vibe that they have going on with this game, they seem to be really nailing that like lonely feel that you're just alone in this like big, massive world. So I'm super stoked about that. But oh my God, there's too many things, man. My list is huge. I'll just name the things without going into detail of it. But Final Fantasy VII Revelation, Stellar Blade, Wolf Among Us, Monster Hunter Wilds, Last Ronin being made by Platinum Games, which makes me very excited. Stranger Than Heaven show Tupac. We can talk about that. I got a release date. Blood Message, Resident Evil, Code Veronica, Mortal Shell 2, Control Resonance, Swords of Legends. That's my list for...
I mean, she brought it up before I tossed it to everybody's reveal. Yeah, how'd y'all feel about the Tupac reveal with Stranger?
I'm conflicted, bro.
Nobody asked.
Can I say I saw in the comment section some people saying I was really looking forward to this game, but I can't fuck with that shit.
It ruined it.
Yeah, some people canceled their pre-orders. Yeah.
Gene denounced RGG, and I'm sad, man. I'm really sad. That was my Yakuza buddy.
What abuser? What abuser was he talking about? He said that they let an abuser on the game.
It was in Yakuza Kiwami 3. I don't remember the exact name, but it was a person who played in that one who was an abuser, and they put him in the game, and yeah, people weren't happy about that one. I missed, like I said, I just totally avoided Kiwami 3 because, like I said, that was my least favorite Yakuza, so I didn't even deal with any controversy or hear about any controversy with that. But yeah, RGG has been doing a lot of, I dare to say, pandering. I don't know if they're trying to pander to the Western audience, but this was also Snoop Dogg's doing, I would imagine here, because I know that he owns Death Row, and I know that he's probably close to the estate of Tupac, which, by the way, is not owned by not owned by any of his family.
It was not co-signed. Yep.
Yeah. So that's a bunch of things. It's a lot with that, and nobody asked for this. Snoop Dogg, it was already a little bit, that Snoop Dogg, you're cool. So it was already enough for you to be in the game, but literally nobody asked for Tupac, and that's why I'm like, I don't need this. So I don't want to deal with anything extra that would come from you being in the game. Like, are you going to get a couple of lines? Or are you going to play a significant role? I don't know. But at the end of the day, regardless of what you do in the game, it's somebody else that's going to have to play you. You can't do your own mocapping. You can't do your own voice acting. So why would I want you in the game? That's just my main thing. Forget anything else. You can't play yourself. Snoop Dogg can play himself. Any other actor, Tori Kelly can play herself. Anybody else can play themselves. You can't. Unless, again, they found you from Cuba or you got a 10-4 hat on. And
he came out crazy. I ain't gonna lie, that'd be insane.
But
like, you can't. That's just a weird thing about it. I just don't want to see it.
Can I say too, with the reveal of it, it's not just the fact that he's in the game and the Tupac estate didn't co-sign this. It's the fact, if you go back and watch the gameplay trailer, what wigged me out that I didn't see a lot of people mention, look at his character model. Like, this is a deceased man, and the character model in the game, he looks dead in the eyes. Like, it kind of wigged me out looking at that shit. I'm like, there's no life in his face. So I'm like, this is getting a little, what the fuck does this have to do with anything? I don't know, man. I'm still conflicted on.
I'm conflicted about it, because like this game came out swinging. They had like such amazing collaborations of artists and actors that really felt like they were just going after people who just made sense for what they were trying to create, which is a super musical game. And then I was like, dude, I don't need Tupac. I don't want Tupac in anything. I really don't. Like, if I want Tupac, I'm going to listen to the music that he made and watch the movies that he starred in. I'm not going to watch, like, like I said, I don't even know what you're going to do with him. Is he going to be silent? Is he going to no lines? You're just going to maybe have his old music in the game? I don't know. But apparently they're not using any AI.
I almost feel bad for the devs. I know this was Snoop's idea, and he probably went to them and like, no, they're gonna be cool with it. Because what reason would Japanese devs just randomly put Tupac in the fucking game, bro? He's not. He's Calvin to me.
And then Snoop Dogg said that he also doing Death Row games. So I'm like, is this in collaboration with like Tupac's estate? Like, what are you really planning on doing? Because I can't tell you any games that I would be interested in, or even think about what games you could possibly produce, with your label starting a gaming division. Like, if this is the first entry in you collaborating with RGG/Sega and doing this, but you're gonna have Tupac in there, like, are you just going to milk Tupac now and like everybody else that's on the label, like, who is still tied to you? Like, I don't know if I want to see any of this, Snoop Dogg. Like, I think you may be a little bit too in over your head with this one, and I don't like the fact that you came to RGG with this, or because I don't want to say that is a thing, because it could have been the other way around. There could be a world where RGG was like, hey, we got you already. Who else could we get in there? And Snoop Dogg was like, you know what? Let's put Tupac in there. I don't know what this conversation had. I don't know how the conversation went about, but at the end of the day, I just don't like it because just nobody asked for it, and I don't want this game to be tainted, because now we got a release date for this too. It's coming out on January 15th, so I don't want this game to get tainted just because of Tupac. But I already got Gene denouncing it, and I've seen other people denouncing RGG as a whole, so that makes me sad.
I would have been like, if I could have talked to the devs, I'd been like, like 2 years ago, there's a rapper named Drake who was using AI Tupac voice, and he got shat on because he did that shit. Why would you do this?
It's not a good idea.
It makes me definitely go, ooh, I don't think that's an easy pick for my fantasy critic next year, because I could see critics going.
They could get review bombed by people who just don't want to see that shit.
Well, I know critics will.
Critics would. I don't think they're going to play that.
Where they sunk the score for like Arc Raiders because of the AI thing. I think it'd be a similar thing. It'd just be like, I don't know how we feel about. I think it's different where it's like, when you have like people, because I say it like this, when CD Projekt came out and they had Keanu Reeves come out for Cyberpunk, right? That's a different thing, because like, this dude's alive, he's in front of you right now, and he's like, yo, I'm in the game and I'm putting my heart and soul into this for this character. So like, you feel like there's this level of cosign and like collaboration. This feels more like you dug up a grave of a dead guy and you like kind of just digitally blackfaced him into the game. And there's just like, there's no sort of like agreement to that. Like, there's no like, we already know the family's not in charge of the state. So when I found that out, I was like, okay, that kind of blows that defense out of the water. So you can't say the family was cool with it. So even if Snoop Dogg, who's his friend, Your friends can make bad fucking decisions,
Mm-hmm.
but the dude's dead. And the worst part is like he was killed, like he was assassinated. It wasn't like oh, he just died unfortunately of natural causes. I think like that's why it's different from like when Homeboy died, when Earl died, who voices Darth Vader. It was a little bit different because it was like, I'm at the end of my life. At the end of my life, I decide my conscious decision. I have made this conscious decision where I'm cool with people utilizing voice. We can disagree and agree with that still from an ethical standpoint. But if the person did in fact say, in their right mind said, I'm cool with this. Like even if some people might disagree with the ethics of AI, generation for voicing, I'd rather like my voice be able to be utilized so that people can still use Vader and still have the iconic feeling for him. If that's the case, then it's like, it's harder for you to argue against that because it's like, hey, if that was in his wishes, then who am I to tell him, nah, screw you, right? Like that's okay if the person themselves condone that thing, and we could argue about the ethics on the other side of it. But this is one where it's like this person had no say. This is just somebody who just like said, like, the person's dead. They have no say in this. We don't know what their wishes were.
Been dead for 30 years. It's random.
30 years. Didn't even know this type of technology would even be plausible in the future. And again, it just further proves that Cyberpunk from a story standpoint was correct. This is literally the plot of Cyberpunk. I'm not even joking. This is like taking people's souls and putting them up into shards and their personality matrix and then utilizing them and using them however corporations want to use them. So I it's dark, but I'm not going to go too dark this week. Y'all didn't like what I did last week. I'm gonna call back. I'm not gonna go deep.
Real darker.
Yeah.
Before we move on, I'm gonna bring something up because I can see someone in the comments might. In Onimusha, they are using a dead man's likeness for the main character. So Miyamoto Musashi is like a famous person. But the face itself is Toshiro Mifune, who is the guy that died. So the character who you're playing as is technically this like famous samurai guy, but it has the face of an actor who has passed away. The background for this is that Capcom did work with Mifune Productions for the likeness rights for 2 years of negotiations to get the likeness rights. And they're more so like they wanted to make a story about Musashi, which is this famous historical guy. Mifune is the most famous actor who portrayed this famous samurai, so they wanted to go with his likeness. Do you feel that is different to the Tupac thing?
Yeah.
I think it's different because they worked with the Mifune Productions for 2 years to get the likeness, which I think does make a difference. Was he alive
when this likeness thing was happening, or was he already dead in the ground?
He was already gone. Yeah.
I don't know.
How did he pass? It's similar. Because I think what Etho said plays a role with like the fact that Tupac was murdered. Like, how did old boy pass?
Did he just pass from age or what?
He died in 1997. He had Alzheimer's, I believe. So he was 77 years old. So he had Alzheimer's.
Age.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
I mean, like I said, as long as the production / estate, I don't know exactly how different that may be in this situation, but as long as they were okay with, you said they were working with it for 2 years, so they were obviously going through negotiations back and forth. So yeah, I think just from that alone, it's a different situation. I just think in this one, like it just seemed like a bunch of pandering and milking of the situation versus, again, I don't know how they feel over there in Japan about Mifune in this particular situation, but you can see again in real time. A lot of people did not like the Tupac situation versus Onimusha. Like, this is the first time that I'm even hearing anyone speak about the Mifune situation involving.
I think it is
Capcom. So,
at least with Mifune Productions, I believe it's run by his son and grandson. So it is his direct family who has
that's
signed off on it.
Yeah. Well, that's totally different to me.
I was gonna say too.
They also approved his likeness for the Onimusha anime that was on Netflix.
I was gonna say too. It kind of I also felt that type of way, like when they announced it. I think even the live reaction, like it didn't even seem like a woo. It was like more of like
the audience was like,
yeah, it was more like an awkward, like, am I supposed to be excited about this or is this kind of weird?
You said he had it in all caps. He came out from the shadows and it was like Tupac. And I was like, what sense?
Just like he's back.
Confusion.
Like that.
It was crazy too because when they showed it, right, they were like, "We have one more thing. We're gonna show you one more thing," and somebody thought like he was gonna come out. I think that's why everyone was like, "Whoa!" Like, is he about to walk outside on the
Do
stage?
you have
like,
Tupac?
yeah, is he been alive? Like,
he was really in Cuba. Like,
yeah, like, is this how he's really coming back from the dead?
That'd be
Like,
some
what?
crazy game marketing.
Yeah.
I would be like, yo, like, not,
Now, your game would be goated. If you brought Tupac drop from the dead, bro, that your game would go to immediately to the Mount
it'd be
Rushmore.
crazy if he came out to meet Bills. Tupac back. Like, what the fuck?
What the fuck is happening?
Or that Dave Chappelle skill. Feel me?
I feel like
Oh, my Lord.
3 weeks ago when they did that Dev Diary, we were glazing this game. I've not seen a game lose its aura so fucking quickly because of one. Like, it goes to show you, man. I don't know.
This is like you got too much dip on your chip. I feel like that's really what happened. Like they really were feeling themselves off that initial, like, oh yeah, we got nothing but good fanfare. Everyone loving it. Let's double down. Let's even make it crazier. And then I think it's
look at some more rappers.
I hope there's no like.
Maybe
Tupac
this
music or
is
something.
maybe they're doing because it's called Stranger Than Heaven. Maybe they're doing something with that.
Tupac's an angel or ghost from heaven or something.
Maybe.
I will give that point. If let's say he doesn't talk the entire thing and he's like a guardian angel type of thing, maybe that might look a little bit
let
better.
that slide. I think
that would maybe slide. But if he's like a person who's like part of the period and he's walking around and talking, or someone's like talking with him, or they gen voice him, or someone tries to like impersonate him or something like that, I think that's where it's gonna be. That's probably like the like don't do that. But if it's like I don't want to say like what they were going to do with Ezio. I hope he's like a force ghost. I pray to God it's not like it's not a force. I pray it's not a force ghost.
Machiavelli. Oh my God.
That might be the best scenario they got. They force ghost.
The fact that we're even having this conversation blows my mind. Like, what are we? Like, what's going on?
What's happening?
Let's let's reel it back in. Yeah, let's reel it back in and talk about some other games.
You guys do your favorite thing.
Thanks a lot for bringing it.
All right. So Watts already brought up Stellar Blade 2. That looked really good. Star Wars Zero Company. I'm excited about that. They revealed Anakin at the end. I was like,
Ethos was excited.
And he looked like he on the edge of the dark side too. So I'm like, what we gonna be doing with that? That Virtual Fighter game looked interesting. It's some new story mode Virtual Fighter game. I was kind of hoping they just did the traditional fighter, but it still looked cool.
Did you notice they sampled Neo?
Yeah. Yeah,
it was a Miss Independent. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, I've heard this before. That's cool.
It looks like Tekken Force, and I don't know if y'all remember that. It was like a side game in Tekken 3 or 4. That was so fire. I remember like chicken, like everybody here make fun of it, like chicken where you get some help. That's exactly what this looks like. And even if I don't play like the standard like 1v1, I kind of want to play this. That looked fire to me.
Yeah, that campaign looked gas.
We gotta mention Resident Evil Veronica because nobody else did, and if we don't, the Capcom fans are gonna get mad.
I put it in there.
It looked really pretty. It looked really pretty. I never played the original, so
people have been begging for that for a long time.
Yeah.
Begging for that. So Capcom
Resident Evil fans. Hey, congrats, man. You got another one, man. You got another one. I'll put the sword down. Hey.
That survey was real. They just took whatever they picked on that survey. They said, all right, bet we're going to do that.
That's why Capcom does a lot of surveys for like all of their games. And like they genuinely do listen to they're not just putting out surveys for whatever. They will take that to heart. So be careful what you put in your survey.
See, there was a reason why I actually filled out the survey too. And I don't fill out surveys. And I did it years ago. And I put Onimusha on there.
Fill out some damn surveys, bro. Fill out some surveys.
If you want Dino Crisis, go hunt down a survey.
Maybe that's next. Maybe Dino Crisis is at this point. If you got Veronica, I feel like Dino Crisis is up
it's
next.
Funny because we've been seeing like a couple more like Dino games. Now one was really bad, but they're trying to make Dino games. So Capcom, you might as well just. I hope that's in the back burner for y'all.
Freaking
that new Jurassic Park game they showed was kind of cool. I think that was Lost World or Lost Wilds. Not to Monster Hunter. Yeah, it was called Lost Wilds, I think. It was called Lost Wilds. Yeah, I think it was.
The Lost something.
It's like a first person. I think it looks like you walk around and you're like, I don't know if it's like a shooter or something, but I was like, oh, this is scary.
They announced Guild Wars 3. I played a lot of Guild Wars 2, so I'm interested to see what they do with the formula.
I played a lot of Guild Wars 1, but I only played PvP.
Mm-hmm.
You play Guild Wars, TBH?
Yeah.
I played Guild Wars.
We all did. We all did.
Yeah.
I don't remember playing Guild Wars.
It was like 2013. I remember because me and Black were playing it. TBH was playing it. Nomad was playing it. It was like 4 or 5 of us. We were all.
I remember
like,
I got into it because I always wanted to play World of
Yeah.
Warcraft, but I refused to pay a monthly bill, and
monthly
Guild
subscription.
Wars didn't have it, and they said it was fire. So I tried it out. I spent a little bit of time
Listen around,
on it.
kids. A long time ago, there was a thing where it was called the summer drought. You're not going to believe this, but there used to be a period in gaming where there was nothing to play. Actually, nothing to play.
Actually, nothing.
And during that time, I remember it was like Black brought it up, and Black was like, "Yo, do y'all want to try Guild Wars?" And I remember TBH was like, "You said the same thing too." You're like, "Well, I am paying no subscription for no MMO." And he was like, "No, we only pay one time." That was the thing that got us all on it. Oh, paid $40, you get on it, you ain't got to pay a subscription, and the combat was really cool. The characters you can be, like, you'd be like a wolf, big dude, or you could be like a bunch of different cool little races and stuff like that. It was cool. I don't think we ever got to the end game, but I remember when we played it, we got to like level 40s. I think we were pretty hardcore playing it over the summer. So yeah.
And then last but not least for me was The Last Ronin. They didn't show no gameplay, but I'm excited because it said Platinum Games, and also because I'm actually reading the fucking book right now, ladies and gentlemen. I said perfect time. I'm halfway through that shit. I just hope with Platinum Games, it's Platinum Games that made Bayonetta, and not Platinum Games that made The Legend of Korra. That's all I ask. I don't know what team is going to be doing it.
I like Transformers Devastation.
It was okay. It was kind of mid. It was okay. It was okay. But
I like that one.
We've talked about Platinum Games and how they could have one W and then just have a whole bunch of L's. They're inconsistent, but when they hit, they hit. So
when they hit, they hit.
We'll see.
When I saw the Platinum Games, if they come correct like Bayonetta, there's a lot of potential for the combos just because The Last Ronin uses all the weapons of the brothers. So like I could see a world where like, you know, you're using Donnie's bow staff to launch him in the air, then you throw the sides for some combos and like doing some crazy air shit.
Because it's Mikey, right? Mikey's
No.
You know what's funny, Ethos? Somebody on the podcast last week in the comment section said, I skip past when Ethos talks about stories because he always spoils shit. And you just did it again.
Is it really? Is that a spoiler? Oh, I'm sorry.
In my defense, I found out it's still a spoiler because I said it on stream the other day. Wait. I said it on stream the other day, and some people in the chat were like, they're like, it's Mikey? People don't know that.
Bullshit.
The whole time.
The Last Ronin has been out for years. It
came out in 2020.
Recent. Yeah, it's been out for years. So I want to say it's a 6-year-old story. It's not like something that's been recent.
If you read
I don't want to hear that.
Also, it's funny too because if you don't know it's a spoiler, if you read it, they reveal it's Mikey at the end of the first chapter, so you don't even gotta get far.
That's why I'm kind of confused because some people be mad. They'll be like, "Oh, I spoiled," but I'm like, "This is just information that I'm
just letting you know they're gonna flame me." That's all.
Early on. I don't give a fuck. It's Mikey. That's what makes it fire. The funny thing is, I don't even think that's the main allure of The Last Ronin. Like, I don't give a fuck if it was. I don't think it's just who it was. I think it was more of like because it is Mikey. Because that's like the young brother, the comedic relief. That's the one where it's like, oh, look at how happy he was, and now you look at him, he's like, they ain't no happy.
All right, so I'm a Turtles nerd, so I'm gonna be a actually ass motherfucker. The people who had that opinion that were surprised it's Mikey are not Turtle fans because Master Splinter gave them each different weapons for specific reasons. So he gave Leo the swords because he was the only one that trusts they could kill something. He gave Ralph the sais because he said that he was too aggressive and it was a defensive weapon. He gave Donatello the bow because he didn't want him to rely on tech, so he gave him something basic. And he gave Mikey the nunchucks because he wanted him to focus because he felt like he had the most potential. So like when the reveal happens, it shouldn't really be a shock to anybody because he always said that he was the best turtle.
Well, no, I think it means more of like personality wise. Like I remember a lot of people when they showed Last Ronin. I remember like before the thing came out, 9 out of like I think almost everybody thought it was Raph. Everybody like immediately was like, it has to be Raph. It has to be Raph. It has to be Raph. It has to be him because like he's like the way he was moving was like this is Raph 100%. But like then they were like, oh, it's Mikey. Then they were just like, oh wait, it's Mikey. Oh,
I was thinking it was the most obvious one. I was saying Raph the whole time.
Yeah, everybody was saying Raph I'm talking about before people
before
got
they revealed it. Yeah.
Everyone when they showed the teaser of it, I remember before the book came out, everybody thought it was Raph. Everybody was like, it has to be Raph. But then when it was Mikey, then I remember there was a shock where people were just like
I'm saying when you sit back and think on it, it does make sense.
It makes sense.
Is more accurate. Yeah.
It's not like an ass pull. I 100% agree with you. I think when you read it, when you actually know or like me, you watch the movie back in the day, you know, the little old ones with the ooze and stuff. Like you're not shocked by Mikey. You're not really shocked at all.
He said he was the first turtle ever drawn too. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm getting some more on this. Okay.
Yeah. There's a lot of
I'm super excited about that.
I'll add some
that
stuff.
room ended up being true too.
Yeah, I'll add some stuff to lift that list that hasn't been added yet. Crossfire actually looked kind of cool. I was kind of disappointed it was.
Is that based on that free-to-play Chinese game?
No.
This is something different. Okay.
This is like I think they said it was like some Naughty Dog and some Infinity Ward people, and like they're coming together because they wanted to make which they really stressed. They said this is a single player story narrative based shooter.
Oh, this did look good. This did look good.
Because everybody thought, like I was watching, I was like, oh, is this co-op? This would be a fire co-op game, like a 2-player co-op, like an army. Everyone was saying Army of Two, and they were like, no, this is just a brand new IP, and we're like trying to make it very like immersive tactical game, but we're trying to add like a really cool story. And the person playing the woman is homegirl from The Boys. Huey's
the art direction reminds me a lot of The Last of Us 1.
Huey's girlfriend, Jack's girlfriend in real life. They started dating because of The Boys. What's her name? I forgot her name. Anyways, she's awesome. She's the senator. She's like AOC. She's the AOC of The Boys. When she's blowing people's brains off.
I'm 2 seasons behind. I forgot.
Oh yeah. So there's that.
Are you spoiling it again?
Yeah, I might as well. It was several years ago.
Hashtag spoiler ethos.
It was several years ago. How? Why are you guys so excited?
It was before
season 2 or 3, bro. That's like season 2.
It was several years ago. I'm not spoiling shit from like a year ago.
Hey, let Jay talk. Let him share what some of his highlights was. I don't think you did. Did you?
I'll try. You talking about is it Victoria Newman? Are you talking
yes, Victoria Newman's character.
Okay, now it makes sense.
She plays the woman in the game. Yeah.
Claudia Newman.
Which is funny because then Huey's voice actor, which is what's his name? Quaid, he's the voice of the Cube in God of War.
Yeah, he is.
So now they're both in video games.
Huey Campbell. Yeah, this is awesome. So outside of that, the obvious Wolf Among Us too, man. And again, like we're so blessed, man. We're so blessed to finally
praise Jesus.
And we are one reveal date away from TBH having to pick up that damn game and play it. I said it on Twitter.
I play the remaster when it's out.
Can we talk about that? Why are they remastering this game? Like what?
So because it's doing it for you. Old, so you can play it. Like
what's going to change? It's a point and click game.
It's over a decade old. Who cares? You haven't played it. Why are you complaining? You haven't played it. It's for you.
I ain't playing that shit. It's made for you. You know what's funny? When this shit showed on stream, I said, fuck. Because I knew probably thought that JG were going to be like, TVH got to play it now. Fuck.
No excuses.
We don't forget.
We never forget.
Hey, listen. I talk a lot of shit, but I am a man of my word. If we get a release date, because they have been playing hockey puck with this game, if we get a release date, I will play it. I'm a man of my word. I will play one.
All right.
I've never seen a man run away from a good game. That's crazy to me. I ain't never seen a man run away from a good game.
If you've never seen this podcast, the reason I ran away from this game is my argument always was, we don't know if this game is because for a long time, this game ended on a cliffhanger, and they was talking about Wolf Among Us 2. I'm not for to play this shit. I'm not for to play this shit. Get to the end, love it, and then be mad as hell that it never finishes like Hunter x Hunter fans.
But me and JG both told you, even if we never saw a conclusion or a second part of that cliffhanger, the story the season it's just good.
Arguably, it's the best Telltale game outside of The Walking Dead.
Yeah, it's really good.
I think it's the most underrated.
I'm gonna buy the remaster. I'm gonna play it again right before.
Facts.
I mean, my chat told me to play it. I said, I don't know about this, and I played.
Did you like LA Noire, TBH?
I didn't play that game.
Oh wow, you didn't play that either.
Fraudulent. Okay.
I'm just saying, as a Black Clover fan, where the show ended on an amazing peak and then it just fucking ended, I don't want to deal with it again. Okay,
you gotta deal with it again. You're gonna join us in the suffering. You will join us.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I'm glad, man. I'm glad to see it. I'm glad that it's real. I'm glad that it's going to come out at some point because we've been waiting, man. We've been waiting. Blood Message looked interesting.
Yep.
But I think we're about to get to a point. I mean,
I'm gonna say it.
I know. Yeah.
I said it on stream, so if you say it, it's okay.
Oh, it's that.
I'm tired of these Chinese games,
I'm
man.
with
It's
you.
too many.
They all
I'm
kinda
with
look
you.
the
I'm with
same
you.
at this
So
point.
it's
I
not
don't
These
know.
games
just-
are a little
it's
sus,
not-
man.
I'm sick
It's
of the
that
historic.
they have
man.
the same face and they have the same
Yes.
hair and they normally have the
Yes.
same clothing. So it's like you can all be Chinese games but have different faces, different
Also,
hair,
barely
and
any
like
gameplay.
slightly different clothing.
Yeah. Well, no, they
So-
showed some. They
showed a
recently
little
showed
bit.
19.
Yeah,
minutes.
blood mess.
Was this
Yeah,
after
this
Summer's
is
Games
kind of-
Fest?
It was different.
Ah,
It wasn't
I
when they
see it.
yeah.
This
So
is
no, you're
kind
right.
of-
When they revealed
yeah.
it, they didn't show nothing.
This
Yeah,
is the
yeah.
Chinese template for a warrior. So I don't know. It does kind of
Hamburgers,
look like
hot dog, taco. Hamburgers, hot dog, taco.
Yeah.
That's what they be doing, bruh. Hamburgers,
like,
same thing.
I'm like, again, the Chinese, I appreciate y'all. You get to make more games and bring them over to the West, but I just don't want you all to get stuck in this rut of kind of making the same types of games. So it looked interesting, but I'm like, it could
I'm
be
keeping
mid.
an eye
It could
on
be
it.
mid as hell. I just don't know.
Give a motherfucker a scar or something.
yes.
Yeah, they got
scar
it.
in
It's
the
just setting a little bit, man.
They
I'm
gotta
tired of
have
the
some
Give him
historic.
heterochromia, do something.
Yeah.
Do something.
Etho, you ain't talk about Gundam? Did you?
I was
like
about to,
Gundam?
but TBH
Surprise.
shut me off because
Okay.
TBH cut me off.
Yeah,
right
Well,
talk
I would have
about
done the shit
Gundam.
JG got ordered in. Everybody yapping,
my
man.
bad, bro. My bad. Gundam, I busted. I couldn't believe it because when we saw the trailer, at first I was like, "Is this Gundam?" I thought it was Armor Core. I was like, "Is this Armor Core?" And then like I looked at the head and I was like, "Wait a minute." And then when
The
the
thing.
thing came out, I said, "Oh my god, it's Gundam!" And I busted. That was incredible.
What kind of
and
game
you're
is
fighting
this?
kaijus. It's I don't know. I don't care. It's Gundam. I'm gonna play it no matter what.
Uh,
It could be a Uma Musume collaboration. I'm still play it. I think they said there was gonna be a Gundam collab for Forza soon or something. So
So if it's a
I'm looking
basketball
for that.
video game, you gonna play it?
absolutely. Oh my god, if I could play where they're Gundams, they're all playing basketball. Yeah, I'd play that. That'd be fine.
They said it's gonna be an action game, but
Yeah, it's some sort of like kaiju action game. I'm playing it. I will be there day one.
Mhm,
I will be there.
mhm.
Another interesting one, which I felt like I was the only one because I don't remember anybody else playing. I think I got like a code for free, but Attack on Titan 3 is
No,
coming
I
out.
played it.
I saw
Yeah,
I saw
TBH
people
played it.
I saw people actually saying it. Like, well, I actually like the other Attack on Titans. So
The
that
release
was
date is
interesting.
acceptable too. The release date is
Yeah.
acceptable.
It
and
is
it's
acceptable.
it's the whole story.
Yeah.
Fun fact, not only did
I'll
I
play
play Attack on Titan 2, I beat it on stream, and that was actually what got me into the anime. Because when I watched the first couple episodes,
Mm.
I didn't really get into it. I was like, I didn't really get it, but then they offered me a code and I beat the game, and I was like, oh, the little bits of story that I saw, it was fire. So I went back and watched the show, and I became a fan because of the game.
Okay.
Mhm.
Street Fighter 6 getting Tifa.
Fire.
A lot of
Oh,
Final Fantasy
yeah.
fans were super happy
Gooners.
that Tifa was no
Gooning is
longer.
back, baby.
Yeah,
Gooning
they
is back.
did. They gooned it. They were like, "Yo, my girl Tifa gets to be a main character now." So I saw a lot of people saying,
Can you
that.
imagine her growth? She's gone from like being in Final Fantasy to being an Italian senator, and now she's in Street Fighter. This is incredible. Absolutely incredible.
I've seen some people upset though that that she
I
didn't
love
get
Watts got that.
Tekken
I love
instead.
Watts. I even like Watts is
I
gonna
was
get this
gonna-
reference.
yeah, I get
Watts will know this
Nerds.
reference. Yeah.
She did not. She did not get in Tekken and got in Street Fighter. So that one. that
Capcom
was
said,
interesting.
We'll let you win too.
Yeah, we'll let you pay.
Yeah.
Good.
I don't know what
obviously,
Tekken's doing. So is Tekken in hell? Can we talk about that for a second? Is Tekken in hell?
Yeah,
What's going
because
on?
Did
No,
you see
no,
they
no,
lost another director, a creative director?
Yes.
I
they
think they're in
lost
hell.
the person that the guy was like
Was
teaching
replacing.
to
Yeah.
replace
They
him.
they
Yeah.
are getting poached. They are getting poached. Yeah, Harada is
Tekken
bringing over
cooked?
the boys.
Like, are they just cooked?
I don't know if they're cooked, but I mean, not only losing Harada, but the other director. Yeah, it does feel a little like what's going on over there. It banned on
Time to move over to 2XKO. It's time.
This guy.
propaganda.
It's time. Yeah,
We got
time for y'all to
Avatar
acknowledge.
Marvel coming out. We good.
Alien Isolation 2.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Who's
That
gonna
is a
stream it?
big one. That's another. I don't know. I ain't streaming.
What?
shit.
No,
You gonna stream it?
I
No,
don't think so.
TBH.
I'm not
Too
streaming that.
spooky.
I'm not playing a game.
I need someone to stream it. I can't play that game, bro. I'm too
I have
scared.
no interest.
Somebody play it, bro. I'm too scared.
And
Somebody
then they
play
showed more Blood of the Dawn Walker. We already knew about that,
Yeah.
but that
Mhm.
game looks.
That
But again,
game
it's coming
is
out this
growing on
year,
me.
so
Yeah, it's growing on.
Yeah.
me.
Just
Yeah.
for the sake of like saving the credibility of the podcast and we don't get cussed out, can we just mention Final Fantasy 7 real quick? Because they're gonna.
Yeah,
I
Watts
mentioned
did.
it. I just
Watts
didn't
did.
go into detail.
Okay, my bad.
We
My
care.
bad.
It's
Yes.
a different
It's Final
Sephiroth voice
Playing
actor,
this-
which is
yes.
unfortunate.
yeah.
Why did they change it?
The original was too busy. apparently.
To play
Too
Sephiroth?
Everyone's like, you're too busy to
Excuse
play
me?
Sephiroth. What do you mean?
Yeah,
You're
that's
too
kinda
busy
crazy.
to play one of the most iconic characters in all of gaming? That's crazy, bro.
I have to beat part 2 now because I did put that game down. So
Are you gonna actually beat that game?
Fuck no.
I beat it.
It's man, it depends. I have to find a pocket.
I'm calling cap. This motherfucker's a liar, bro.
This is the thing,
I know I won't.
So
It's coming out in
good thing
spring. So.
about this one is that it's launching on all platforms simultaneously.
Oh, thank
Because
God.
when I was playing it on PS5, Rebirth is the most ass PS5 game I think I've ever played.
Really?
That was exclusive. Because like if you don't have a Pro, you have to play on 30 FPS and the game actually looks decent. Or you play on 60 FPS and the visuals are so bad that there could be like a sign with letters on it. If you step back a little bit, the letters completely disappear.
Oh my
Like it's that bad.
It
So
wasn't
at
good,
least
yeah.
with it being on PC, I can play 1440p, like 100 plus frames.
Can we focus on that finally? It's been a very long time.
Thank
Can we please shout out Hamaguchi for finally getting under the crutches of Sony and he finally be able to release his games
Thank
on all
God.
platforms they want. like congratulations, bro.
They was hugging that PlayStation exclusive so long, bro. And then they finally acknowledged and said, "Yeah, this shit ain't making us money.
Yeah,
we're
they're
actually
like, why-
storing our sales, bro.
Why do this?" So, but yeah, playing as Vincent especially looks so amazing. So I am excited about it, but it was just literally so like that game kept Rebirth
Dude,
kept going. I
Rebirth-
just had to put it down.
So is this
Rebirth,
last
I have a
one?
love-hate
Yes, it's the last one.
relationship with. Yeah, this is the last one.
Is this one going to be like smaller in scale?
I don't
No,
think so.
did you see?
Probably
Look at Ethos. Look at the gameplay. There's a shot of Tifa
I know, I
running
saw
in an
them play
open
Battle
field.
Royale.
I said,
I saw
"Oh
them jump out
hell
of the
no!
fucking-
Oh hell no!"
They get to
Why
go
did
on
they
the
battle
battle
royale?
bus and fly back down. That's how big the game is.
Yeah, they're probably
Yo, Final Fantasy VII Remake, the part 1, to me, that's a modern classic because I didn't even play Final Fantasy VII. I
was great.
love that
Yeah.
game. And one of the things I loved about it, it wasn't just the story and the combat, but it was the pacing and it was the level design. It was kind of like semi-open world, but it wasn't overwhelming. Rebirth, it's just big for no fucking reason. And they don't change the gameplay enough to where I want to explore. So, like, respectfully, I'm not going to sit up here and lie on this part. I'm tapping out on part 2 and 3. I'll watch it on YouTube, man. I'm good.
No, I get it. I'm a big Final Fantasy fan, and so I love the cutscenes. I love seeing like the updated areas, but the open world was just bad. Like if I'm gonna not enjoy an Ubisoft open world, I'm not gonna enjoy that open world because it was very
Then the
similar.
mini
It's go to
games?
this area, climb a tower, go to do and then for me, it was just the pacing. I think the pacing, you went so long without like important, exciting story beats or boss fights. The pacing was just
They should have
not
kept it
great.
semi-open world and a little bit more tight, I think, and it would have been
So you're
fine.
saying
Yeah, tighten it up.
even if I could get it on sale, you're like, don't even do it. Just like watch like a recap.
It's
on YouTube and
it's a
just-
full-blown Ubisoft open world game, Ethos. If you're not ready for that,
It's a
and
bit
the
of a
combat doesn't
slog.
really change that much. So what happens is it's just long strides of running from fight to fight, story beat to story beat, and it's like,
Yeah, it dragged. But yeah, I think we're if nobody else had anything, I do want to say this Summer Game Fest was definitely, I don't know if Jeff got paid under the table, but this was definitely a Sega and Capcom Summer Games Fest for the most part. They had a lot of
Capcom
reviews.
can't
Both
help
of them.
that they put out 5 banger games a year. Okay,
Can they slow
can't help it.
down? Can they
No,
please slow down?
No, slow
Man.
down.
That
They're
is
hiring.
insane. Where's Devil May Cry?
They're building a new building.
Tell them to get
It's
Devil May
probably
Cry.
coming next year.
You
It
know
might
what?
be coming at the Game
it-
Awards.
It probably is. It'll be out next year. Fall 2027.
It's going to be a Tokyo Game Show, probably.
Oh my god, if that happens, that would be too much.
So-
I was gonna say too, small other game we forgot. Amsterdam.
16.
I played that. I could talk about that.
I played the demo too. What do you
Yeah, I
think?
played
Watts?
them. So I initially was like, so first of all, this is Assassin's Creed Hex. Like it is
Yeah,
like
it is.
to
A
a
big
T,
fuck you to
the
Ubisoft.
exact same, the thing that they were going to make, but she still has cool powers and a cat and can control the cat.
The cat's black.
The cat is Black Cat. And that's because Black Cats
it's a
are
which
bad
is-
luck.
which is Black Cat.
Apparently.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I won't say no. I'm not gonna. Nope. Go ahead, Watch. Just go ahead. Nope. Just go ahead, Watch.
So the
Just go
demo
ahead.
is available. The demo was very short, and there's not a lot of gameplay. You're not going to be experiencing combat. This demo is purely for you to experience the vibe that they're setting up and like the general background of the story that they're doing. I did not expect to enjoy it as much as I did. I think, you know what it is? I think that we have not ever really had a game where you get to be a witchy ass witch. You get to be a witchy ass witch. Her dress, Fire.
She was floating and shit?
Floating.
Fire.
She's weird and creepy. It's a witchy ass witch. So
Somebody's about to scream Bayonetta in the comments at you.
No.
I get what you're saying, but
this is a Western, like you're getting put on the bonfire. Witchy ass.
We're gonna burn you at the stake style.
We're doing blood sacrifice in a bog, in a poison swamp with my cat. Which, so you don't get a lot of gameplay, but it's a beautiful game. I get the visually and the lighting and everything is beautiful. Ran really well. Like I'm in on this game, even though I only just kind of walked around and looked cool in a dress and like became a cat. I really like the vibe that they're going for. So I'll be checking it out.
When they did the backstory with the father and the mother, when that scene happened, I was like, "Ooh, okay." That like locked me in. Where I was like, "Okay, I'm sold. I want to actually see where this goes." It definitely, like what you said, like it definitely is like, oh, when she got the little dagger thing on the finger, I was like, is that a hidden blade? I was like, okay. I was like, but I agree. Like, I think it's what I think originally Assassin's Creed Hex was. Yeah. And what I put in the DMs about the history of this game, because I did not know how much Ubisoft screwed over. This guy's like, if you guys don't know, he's the person that's working on this, the lead of this is one of the OG creators of Assassin's Creed. He was one of the key people at Ubisoft when they made the original Assassin's Creed, and then he worked alongside with like Jade. And he was trying to basically like really try to like innovate on Assassin's Creed and make it into this like really cool like advancement every time they dropped a new one. That's kind of why 2 came out and everyone was like, whoa, 2 is crazy compared to 1. But the thing he kept telling Ubisoft was like, yo, if you make it annual, it's going to kill the quality of the product. He said, like, if I want, the brand needs time because it's such a unique type of idea. We need more time to flesh it out. And Ubisoft, nah, bro, we made millions of dollars. We're not doing that, bro. We just going to keep using that deal for the next like 4 years straight. So they fired him because he was basically protesting against them doing this. They didn't like that he wasn't on board with it. So they fired him. They got rid of him. Then I think it was THQ back when they existed. They hired him and was like, yo, you're the creator of Assassin's Creed, bro. Come on over, bro. We'll give you a studio and you can do everything you want, bro. Long story short, somehow when THQ goes down to hell, Ubisoft gets their hands on the assets for THQ, which includes the IP rights to this game. And guess what they do? They fired him again. They got him twice in a row, bro. And then he was in legal battles for 3 years after that. And then after 3 years, he finally got the rights back to it to say like, no, it's my IP. And then he's been spending literally the decade since trying to get it funded and get it like actually pushed out. And now here we are today. Crazy story. So if anything, we must push the agenda. We have to support this. It's already Watts played it. I played it. I thought it was already cool, compelling. We'll have to see how the combat is. But I think just the premise is unique. It's different. The story seems really real. The writing seems pretty good. That alone, in a way that we can slander Ubisoft again, I think it's worth us.
I've never inhabited a woman like her.
Yeah, I've never played a character like this before, so I think it's really cool. And the cat's cool. I was like, oh, she's got a bunch of cats.
When she starts doing this weird thing with her like fingers and the like staff she's holding, like it's just it's cool, man. I haven't seen something that is like this exact kind of player fantasy.
You kind of think of it like, why has no one made a game with this setting before? Like, I'm shocked.
I don't know. It's a very popular setting, I would think.
Yeah, so it's cool.
So what are we giving the Summer Games Fest out of 10? You
know what, Loki? It was pretty good.
It's real good.
It's probably Jeff's best. I'm gonna give it a 9. I'm gonna
give it a 9.8.
I'm gonna give it a 9.
9.8.
The best thing Jeff
because it was it was bangers the whole way. It was stuff. It was like lots of different types of games too. Like I feel like no matter what you're into, you had something here that was exciting.
Jay,
yep.
I'm gonna give him a 9.5 because you know what we didn't see compared to the Game Awards? We see the gotcha games. We see these slots.
True. That was Wuthering Waves. That was a Wuthering Waves.
That's why I'm not giving it a 9. There was. You must have missed the ads, bro. It was plenty of that shit in there.
Well, you know what's crazy? Okay, I couldn't even tell when it was the ad. That was the funny part. Like there was points where I was like, "Is this an ad or are we showing a trailer?" I couldn't even tell.
I give it an 8.5. Yeah, because the excessive ads. There were a lot of bangers, but then also the audio issues. If the audio issues weren't there, I might have given it a 9. But he kept desyncing and shit like that.
I think that was YouTube.
Yeah, I think that was YouTube only. That's what people were saying, and yeah, it was a little weird on there. I don't know why.
YouTube's actually had issues for the last week. with that on not just on these streams but on other streams. But it was real. Yeah, it was really bad. I had to keep reloading and then bringing up the Twitch stream, and the Twitch stream was 720p. Don't know what you're doing there. Yeah.
Ooh, all that money, $500,000 for a minute. I'm gonna need you to get some 1080p, Jeff.
Monster Hunter Wilds Ascendants, though. Hey.
Yeah, it's cool. I will be there.
Cool.
Maybe Capcom won't hold me.
All right, last of the big three. What about the Xbox game show? This one happened this morning. I'm gonna have to lean on you guys a little bit. I kind of just skimmed through all this because I was outside touching grass all day. What's the name? We got Call of Duty, Clockwork, Spyro. I see you tweet about that, Jay. Spyro, what that did for you?
I'm glad that it's here. I'm glad that it's here. I just don't know if the nostalgia will get me back. I just don't know. But it did look good though. I just don't know if I'll play it day one. It might be something that like maybe an entry for my kids to play. We'll see. But I just don't know about me personally. But a lot of people were excited about it. So it is what it is. I am happy to see it come back.
Okay. We got Persona 6, Castlevania. What was standing out to you, Watts?
Yeah, so Castlevania got a release date October 15th. I was very excited about that. I thought it looked great. Vala Mortis got a release date of September 24th. Gonna ignore that. But they also released a demo.
This is that first person Souls game?
Yeah, by the creators of what did they do?
Ghost Runner.
It looks a little Liza P.
Thank you. Ghost Runner.
Yep,
yeah, it's set in like Napoleon kind of time. So it's got some historical stuff going on. It feels really good. And this demo, I've played this demo a few times, but this one, there is actually a point in it where you can get to chapter 7 and you can just load in chapter 7. You have a bunch more stuff unlocked. I didn't want to do that because I feel like that's a little too far into the game for a game that I definitely want to play. So I just played the demo again. It still feels great. Yeah, I'm really excited about that game. I think it feels really good. We got one I was not expecting. Wolong 2.
Yeah,
Wolong 2 is coming next year. It's really funny. The PR and CM guy for Koei Tecmo and Team Ninja, he hangs out in my stream a lot. And when we were doing predictions of what we're gonna see, I was like, "There's a Team Ninja's gonna be somewhere, right? Maybe we get Wolong 2." And he disappeared from chat.
It all makes sense now.
He appeared today, and I was like, I understand why you stopped talking to us for the last week. The combat looked fire. It looks super aerial, even more so. Like, I'm really excited about that.
I like the way they did co-op in Wulong better than Neo.
Yeah, they did. Co-op was really good in Wulong.
Mm-hmm.
Another one that stood out for me, which I don't really know what it is, but it's called Vivarium. It was that Studio Ghibli kind of looking game. I don't know what it is, but just the whole vibe was so sick. But they said that it's a life sim adventure with hand illustrated art inspired by timeless anime classics, and even the subtitles that they have for the characters look like old school anime subtitles. So don't know what's going on with it, but I just really appreciated the art. I thought the art was sick. Besides that, Crazy Taxi. We saw Crazy Taxi. Seeing Persona 6 was crazy because it's spooky, even though we didn't get to see much about it. Like spooky Persona 6.
Like Gen AI.
Why do you ask?
Because that's in Crazy Taxi.
What?
Yo,
they confirmed
God, yeah.
it. Yeah.
For Crazy Taxi? Let me pull this shit.
Yeah,
that feels lazy.
Yeah, I don't know why.
It's a simple gameplay loop. Like, why are you guys using Gen AI?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, the art does look a little AI-ish. That's unfortunate.
They have a thing. If you look at Crazy Taxi on Steam, Steam has to say where they've used AI, and that's where you can see AI generated content. It gives a little disclaimer there. Yeah. But apparently, all Sega games, they're kind of throwing all Sega games.
Even Sonic?
Even Sonic.
Yep.
Oh wow!
They're like, we cool with AI. Is basically what it said on Steam. Like, we're okay with it.
It's unfortunately inevitable, So that's why I said I don't want to take a hard stance on AI because there's gonna be a lot of games that I just will not play if I just say I don't want to play any game with AI in it.
Fable got a release date
and a baddie.
True.
Let's talk about what's really important.
Yeah.
February 23rd, which might be the same week as Monster Hunter Wilds expansion, based on my calculations. But the thing that annoyed me about Fable, I'm just gonna rant 1 second. So you can pre-purchase Fable right now. You can get a premium edition for $100 to play 5 days early. I hate this practice because one, it's expensive, but two, it separates the release date and the community conversation around the game. There's some people that are going to be finished with the game by the time the full game comes out because 5 days is a lot. That's a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't happy to see that. But
you know what they'll say? It's like, now you know how we feel when game journalists get access to the games early and they play it before us. that's what I've seen them say online about that.
That's a silly thing to say.
Yeah. Now you have to pay $100.
Anything from the Xbox that stood out to you, Ethos?
Oh man. I mean, obviously Gears. Oh man, that Call of Duty, man. Let me tell you, they just love saving that one for last.
I was gonna say, because somebody mentioned Call of Duty, because somebody in the last comments of the podcast was complaining.
Call of Duty has an extraction shooter mode. There you go.
DMZ, we saw it.
What do you want us
it was
to
like weird.
It was what it is.
That's what you care about.
It's in North Korea.
Yeah.
I watched that full Call of Duty DMZ trailer and I was like, I just don't know anybody who plays Call of Duty like this. Like they were playing it like it was Ready or Not or like Rainbow, slow walking, peeking corners. I'm like, do you know your audience? The fuck out of here with this shit.
Yeah, they ain't gonna do none of that. Clockwork was really cool. I'm really looking forward to Clockwork. I've been looking forward to that since it's been announced. I know it's like has some sort of like time ability where when you go back in time, stuff like that, you can change like some of the environment. It looks like the gunplay reminds me of BioShock a little bit. So like that, I'm gonna keep my eye on that. Spyro's back. That was cool. What was that other game that was like really like Poggers? Sinua's back. That was shocking. I wasn't expecting to see her back.
You know what's crazy about this is that on Twitter they described it as an action adventure in the Hellblade universe. So it seems like they're going like action focus with this one.
Yeah,
it looked more action focused.
They need to, because that was a big criticism of the last game where they were like, "Bro, where's the action, bro?" Like they went like complete opposite from the first game. They put a lot of like story stuff, and there was like not a lot of combat sections in the second game. And it was criticized for that quite a bit. But so I'm excited to see Cindy was still going. I was shocked because I was expecting to see it this fast, this early. So I was like, oh, cool. It looks like they're definitely doing that. TBH, Metro 2039, that gameplay looked fire. I'm not gonna lie. I will be there day
Metro
one.
is sick.
Yep.
I think I'm gonna read the books.
The books are good. The books are written by a Russian.
But but the game's made by a Ukrainian?
Yeah, but they're Ukrainian. Or no, wait. No, I'm sorry. It's not written by a Russian. I'm thinking of The Expanse. No, the studio's made by the Ukrainians. And I love that every single time they show something, they say proudly made by Ukraine.
Yeah.
I love that. Shout out to them. So try to support them. Yeah, as much as the world doesn't want you to know, they are still fighting for their freedom. So shout out to them. State of Decay 3, I like the last one. That was cool. Persona's back. So Persona 4.
Persona 4 got delayed. I was very excited because JG.
Fuck you, JG. My parlay is saved. I knew it.
We have a chance. We have a chance.
Man.
PBH, I gotta dap you up next time I see you, and I gotta apologize to you, bro. I'm not gonna lie. When I saw that new Plague's Tale, I didn't even know it was Plague's Tale. I saw a gameplay. I was like, what the fuck is this? This looks incredible.
And then they said,
did you play Requiem?
No, I have not played.
I stand on it. If Requiem didn't come out the year Elden Ring came out, that would have been my game of the year.
So I'm like, where's the rats?
Right? So you could play.
It's a prequel. It's a prequel. You can't play this one. Yeah.
Okay.
It
looked more action based, and I liked what I saw. Yeah,
her combat was fire. Is this does this explain why the plague happens?
I hope
so.
Like
the whole? Okay,
I assume it's leading up to the plague. I assume.
Yeah. And then I guess we can just gush about Gears of War because I'm not gonna lie, I was busting like crazy.
No. You said on this podcast we ain't gonna be playing that shit. Stand on it. No.
What did I say? Y'all not gonna be playing it for how long?
For a month, and then we're gonna get off
it. For a month. I stand on that.
Did you see that new Horde mode?
I saw everything. We deep dive. Did you see
a wall bounce? Because I've heard that the people are saying they didn't see one and they're disappointed.
No, I didn't. But devs
aren't gonna do that.
I asked chat. I asked Chat. I said, okay, Chat, I know how the Halo fans feel whenever you touch movement. They get really pissed at you. Gears fans, are you like that? They've now changed a lot of the gear movement, which actually I thought it was smooth as hell.
Slid with the shotgun
slide. I said, oh, motherfuckers gonna slide with the Nash and just go pow, pow, pow.
I can see the clips.
He was sliding under the truck, climbing on top of the on the grocery store.
They changed it, but it looked like it's supposed to be part of Gears, and that's why I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
So obviously, day one, we will have a Nomad Killer versus Nomad rematch. We will be definitely doing a pay-per-view for that because Ace and Nomad got to do their ones again. But I thought everything was incredible. They had a black woman doing the story for this. I was already like, love it. The characters look awesome. The graphics look awesome. The game looks optimized. The multiplayer was like, the maps I saw look cool. They got the horde mode, which is like, 12 people are playing at the same time. That's cool. The campaign actually looks really cool. I'm not gonna lie. If they nail this, if this E-Day actually ends up being one of the best Gears, I hope they go back and they just remake the entire trilogy again with all these brand new mechanics and just redo the whole thing. Just make it like 4-player co-op. I would love to see that.
Freaking
Cliffy even liked it. Cliffy gave the stamp of approval.
My only knock on the reveal for it is it looked like they were playing on easy. I would want to see like on a higher difficulty how it plays, because like I would want to play this with like y'all like on max difficulty. That I think is going to be the experience. It looked a little too easy. I was like, come on,
they're gonna have
how that is, man.
They had the journalist mode on in the gameplay.
But yeah, absolutely. No, we're going to play this on a higher difficulty. That's how you gotta get in where you fit in. But yeah, I mean, it looked amazing. This game looked. Yeah, it's funny because you think that Gears can't get gritty, like more gritty. This game looks even more gritty, even more dark. It's crazy, bro. How you go from I'm back from my tour, and then it's like, oh shit, all hell's when it's like, all right, time to get the guns and get back out there. I think that was super dope. I really love the setting. It's different. It's different, literally showing, how E-Day happened. So, you go from having an actual city civilization to just it's horde all over the place. So I mean, I like it. It's definitely a day one for me. So I'm glad we know when it's coming out now as well. So I'll be on it for sure. Even if it's not just a multiplayer, like I want to play the campaign. So I hope they at least have the standard co-op campaign and we can run it and go through the story.
It easily looks like one of the best looking games of the year, like the lighting, the way the characters are moving, like the face animations. But I also like that, like the campaign, it looks like a heartfelt story. I feel like it kind of lost a little bit of that, but it looks less dude broy and it looks more like they're actually gonna, speak on the ramifications of war. I like how they confirmed that you're gonna learn about the origins of the Lancer, and what caused them to use that.
Oh, can I say that? One thing I saw we were talking about in chat, and I was like, this is how you know they care about this. They said in that trailer, they said we wanted to be so like, that's how you know that this got a lot of heart in it. They said we wanted to make sure that like we got down to how good it was. They asked Epic, they went and got the original chainsaw, like the old, like the actual physical, whatever that they made the sounds for the OG one. They went and found that chainsaw, bought it, and then they put it in the studio, and then they redid the entire sound profile with that original chainsaw. Like not the like one-to-one, but like the make and model, like the actual one. They didn't just go out and go, let's just get a new one.
That was
like
really
one
cool.
of those great ones. That's like a sign of like, yeah, they care.
By the way,
really
this was a 20+ minute gameplay demo, and it was mostly gameplay. Remember earlier when I was talking to the God of War fans? This is how you show the game
actual
off.
gameplay.
Yeah, I was like, this is what I wanted to see, bro. This is a day one cop.
And show dev stuff behind the scenes. Yeah, it was. They killed. That was like perfect marketing. I literally was staring. I was like, I have no flaws. There's nothing I see that's a red flag at this at all. This looks phenomenal.
Day one.
Man, shout out to Dom being back, man. It was so nice seeing him again.
Yeah, Ty's back too. Wow.
Yes, sir. What's the name? Yeah, Plague's Tale looked good too. Other than that, that's all I cared about in Metro. It was like 3-4 things that I saw. I feel the kind of the same way. I think you said it earlier, Watts. Like this was a show for Xbox fans. But like it wasn't anything super mind blowing. To me, this was like another solid 8. What y'all think?
I am a Team Ninja simp, so I cannot be trusted in my opinion.
Wait, did anybody mention Senua?
Yeah, I just said yes.
My bad. My bad. So is that a day one? Is that a day one cop for you?
Yeah, because I even if I have a reservation about the second one, I will be playing.
I'm gonna watch y'all play it first before I get, because I'm not gonna lie, that last game was not it.
I trudged through the second one, but overall I still did enjoy it.
Almost 5 hours of my life.
I'm hoping this one will be better.
Nobody care about the translucent Xbox?
I did. I gotta say,
We're back.
It feels kind of nice to be in the age group that everyone is pandering to because we're the only ones that buy consoles and games because kids are too busy on Roblox.
We've been saying this podcast for years.
To. Mm-hmm.
We've said why has no one done the translucent? We've been begging.
It's fire. I like it.
Yeah.
Marathon should also have translucent skins for their shells.
Oh, stop! I almost said give me a Marathon exclusive controller.
There is one. There's a DualSense Edge Marathon controller. It looked good too. Okay. Just saying. Sorry.
No, Marathon translucent though, is it? It's not translucent.
No. Okay. But the translucent Xbox was.
It did look nice. It did look nice.
I'm a Rob Khalif for his.
And before I ask everybody what you rate the Xbox, the friends over at Gamertag Radio, shout out to Danny, they got to interview Matt Booty, who's second in command at Xbox. And during their interview, Mr. Matt revealed that big multiplayer live service games will continue to be multi-platform and exclusivity will be determined on a case-by-case basis. We're going to make the right decision, not the fast decision. I'm not going to lie. I feel like they've been watching the podcast because I could have swore I said the same exact thing on this podcast. Like, make certain games exclusive and then certain games they can still, like, you guys can have Grounded, but you can't have the new Gears. Like, how are we feeling about this news?
I think that makes sense. I think, we've talked a lot about like Xbox's identity. I'm watching this showcase. I was like, I can see that they're starting to carve an identity back here. Like, it feels like they're doing a lot that is like, if I was just an Xbox guy, I'd be like, yeah, Xbox. They showed off the Halo. We didn't even talk about Halo.
Oh,
really? They showed off Halo. They showed off Gears. Honestly, as silly as it sounds, the translucent like green Xbox was like, it's all important. It's all important when it comes to your identity. So I think that unfortunately, we've kind of learned that if you don't have any exclusives, you don't really have an identity as a console or a reason to have you as a console. So I think having, like you said, a case-by-case basis makes a lot of sense for.
So I feel like this is all but confirms that Blade will be an exclusive to Xbox when they finally show it off.
That was the one thing that I wish I would have saw.
Yeah.
Like I was expecting Blade.
Yeah, me too.
I think they know there's high expectations for Blade. They not gonna show that today. 100%. They can't mess it up. They will get clowned on the internet for that one.
Game Awards, maybe they might show something. My guess. But yeah, I believe in Arcane. Arcane will cook. They'll cook.
And then I was also checking the timeline too before we started recording, and I was starting to see. I saw about 2-3 tweets, some sentiment that was going viral tweets of people saying they feel like Asha, the new CEO of Xbox, is listening to a vocal minority too much. With this, some people are complaining that Xbox has exclusives now again. How do we feel about that?
What a concept!
You said what?
They said they were complaining about having this again. Oh, yeah,
I saw it too. I saw like there were like I can't tell if they're PlayStation people, but there were people who were actually saying like,
why are they doing
screwing Gears by making it exclusive? Like they're good luck Gears since you just locked away.
I see one tweet. It had like over 1,000 likes, and it specifically said, "I feel like Asha is listening to a vocal minority way too much, and it's going to lead to the end of Xbox." And I'm like, you guys were complaining Xbox wasn't listening, and now you're complaining they are.
Yeah, I'm going to say this again from a personal standpoint. I feel like you already opened up Pandora's box, so it sucks to like be like, all right, give me my chain back. It's the same thing that Sony did. Like, I don't like that decision from a personal standpoint. From a business standpoint, I totally understand it makes sense, especially if Sony did it. You got to do it too, because as Watson just said, when you gave Sony your exclusive, you lost your identity. Now you're trying to get it back. So this is Asha and Microsoft's way to try to get that back. So they had to do this. There's no way that they could be taken seriously as a company if you continue to give Sony and Nintendo all that you have. There's no reason to get into your ecosystem, literally none, outside of just getting the Game Pass. And I do want to say I did jump the gun a little bit because this is the one thing that I don't like. I don't like the way that things are worded, because going back to TBH's point about God of War, and they're saying there's 20 minutes of gameplay. I didn't like when they said, oh, Gears of War E-Day is going to be an Xbox console exclusive. I was like, no, y'all didn't. Because the one thing that I did say is for people that want Xbox console exclusives back, I hope that y'all don't mean just the console. And I was like, I heard that, and I was like, no, y'all are not making me or going to force me to get an Xbox in order to play this. But people were like, oh, it's on PC as well. I'm like, all right, cool, but I don't like the way that that's worded. I think that you can still say that it's an Xbox exclusive and you still get the message across rather than you saying it's an Xbox console exclusive. Because I did see that I wasn't the only one that had that knee-jerk reaction at first. I was like, there's no way that you're going to bring it all the way back that I have to get an Xbox in order to play these games. If I still can't play these games on PC or play these games in your ecosystem, then that's going to be a deal breaker for me. I'm not getting an Xbox to play this. I'm sorry. I'm way too far into this life cycle for me to buy this instead of that. But they said it's still on PC, so I'm cool with that. But I just don't like the wording of Xbox console exclusive. They're like, is PC a console? I'm like, they're trying to talk to us like we're dumb, but you have to understand the wording really does.
Would you prefer them to say like Xbox and PC exclusive?
They could, yeah. I mean, if you want to make it specific, but you could literally just say Xbox exclusive, because I would know what that means rather than you saying Xbox console exclusive. I understand now, but I just don't like their wording. I think that they could literally just say Xbox exclusive and it get the message across to me.
Gotcha.
But I give it an 8.5 though. I don't
see how it's read like both ways, right? It's like Xbox console exclusive. Okay, so it's not coming to any other console, but you can also read it as Xbox console exclusive, like only coming to Xbox. So I get that. It could be confusing.
I got a little scared. I was like, yo, I'm about to cancel my game. I'm like, bro, I'm not doing it no more. So I was literally about to nuke them, but they were like, okay, it's still coming on PC. So I'm like, all right, I'm cool, but I just don't like the way that was worded. It was a little weird to me.
Yeah, I give it 8.5. What about you, Ethos?
Yeah, I give it like an 8.5. I think it really did. 8.5. Yeah.
Overall, it was good. Lots of cool stuff.
I'm pretty real high. Go long too, baby.
That's the Xbox. Those are our big three. We have the other shows. First one, I'm just gonna go ahead and get this out of the way because I don't even know how to segue into this conversation. I tried to find something interesting to talk about here. I'm just gonna toss it to you, Watts, because you said you saw a couple things. I scrolled for about 5 minutes. I passed 20 games. I couldn't find one that I liked, and I just gave up. The PC gaming show. What did this do for you?
PC gaming show. There's a couple. I mean, this is like, it's a big focus on indie games, so you're not really gonna have like these massive things. Although we did get to see more gameplay of Control Resonant, and there was also the devs talking about Control Resonant, which was cool. We also got to see a bit more of Beast of Reincarnation, which was cool. But this is the thing, like, these are all games that they're so close to coming out that we're just getting like little bits and pieces more and more. And when I'm at the point where it's like, I want to play the game, I don't really need to see anymore. But there were some games that I saw that I did end up adding to the wish list. One was /0, which is a hack and slash action roguelike. The combat just looked fire. I'm super.
I saw that. That did look good. I ain't gonna
lie.
The
combat looked good. So I added that to the wish list. It doesn't have a release date right now, but I thought the combat looked dope. There was also one called Hack 95, which is a card battler where you get to experience being an old person like we were back in the day on a computer. That's always fun. One that I'm actually keeping a close eye on is called Shroom and Gloom. This one has a demo out right now. It's overwhelmingly positive. And this is a first-person roguelike double deck builder. So you have one deck for exploration. Double deck builder. One deck for exploration and one deck for combat.
Okay.
I just really like the art style. I like the art style a lot. Published by Devolver Digital. It's coming out Q3 this year. Yeah, that was one that I'm like.
This does actually look interesting. I'll give you this.
It might actually be pretty good. And the demo, people are loving the demo.
I like me a deck builder.
Those are kind of the big standouts for me, really. There was a couple others that I just threw on the wish list, but they're like super early announcing, so it was kind of just nothing really there.
Ethos, Jay.
Rivage looked cool. It's like a immersive sci-fi puzzle adventure game with like time loops in a space station. I was like, that looked cool. It has a demo right now, so I'll check it out. I'm not really into puzzles, but we'll see how much I can get through it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Dave the Diver, you got your little DLC.
Did get a little DLC, little trailer.
Dave do be diving.
Yeah. They showed some Warhammer Total War that had me pretty poggering, but they didn't show that much. That was pretty exciting.
Motherfucking.
Virtue and a Sledgehammer. They talked about how much would you masturbate. That literally was in the trailer. I was like, what? Yes, I'm not even joking. The trailer literally said, how much do you masturbate? I'm not even joking. I don't know what it means. It's like one of those like crazy ass type of games. So I was like, I'll check out this demo to see what the fuck this is weird ass game. It's a Virtue and a Sledgehammer, some sort of narrative game with you killing people with a sledgehammer. So yeah.
Okay. Ethos wants to masturbate. Jay, anything?
That's crazy.
It's the year of the Gooner, bro. It's the year of the Gooner.
For me, Voidbreaker looked interesting.
Voidbreaker is cool.
Yeah, that looked cool. It was early access right now, so so I might try that out. 2 fights, 2 tight spaces looked interesting as well. I don't play these type of games, but I found this one to look interesting enough that I might try it. It is kind of a it was a RTS in a sense, but it looked interesting enough, and it's
also co-op too. Yeah,
yes, it is
co-op is intriguing. I think
so. I was like, this one intrigues me a little bit. So those were the 2 outside of the games that I already saw that I was like, okay, like there's a couple of things on here that I might like.
Is this a co-op deck building brawler? Like, I can't tell. 2 fight, 2 spaces, what you're talking about, right?
Yeah, I don't even know how to explain it, but yeah, they say it's a like over the top co-op deck builder.
It looks interesting.
Yeah, it does.
Well, what would y'all give the PC gaming show?
Come on.
I normally expect to see like, oh, you know what? They did do Valheim 1.0. Valheim 1.0 was shown. It's coming out in, do you want to take a guess?
2027.
September 24th.
September. Yes.
Coming out September. Oh, you know what? We also, I forgot about this. They showed Impulse gameplay.
Oh, yeah, they did.
They showed Impulse gameplay, which is the Titanfall-esque game from Splitgate devs. Also, they announced that they are releasing on June 24th, and they're going to have early access in like a couple weeks.
I'm looking at
like
it now.
a demo.
I saw some on Twitter. I'm bugging. I did see this one on Twitter. I don't know what I was expecting, but like the pacing is not as fast as like Titanfall. I feel like I gotta get my hands on it, but like first glimpse, I'm kind of just like,
yeah.
What did y'all think though?
I was like, yeah. I'm kind of the same as you. I could get my hands on it and go, "Oh, this is really fun." Mm-hmm. But I didn't see it and go, "Oh my god, they might actually be cooking."
I saw some tweets too, and like people who played it said the gunplay feels good, but then like the mechs don't really serve a purpose. They'd rather just run around, and I'm like, that sounds like another game. What are you about to say, Ethos?
Because that's like part of the game, right?
Was it
like
Ethos,
the mechs?
right?
We'll see. I feel like I agree with this. I see a lot of people on Twitter who are like, I got early access. I'm like, damn, why do I get early access? They showing a lot of stuff and I can't get no early access to nothing. So like I feel like it's one of those games who's like, I gotta feel it. I feel like I can't really give an opinion until I actually feel it for myself.
Hey, so you gotta start reaching out. Let them know you on the podcast, bro.
I do, bro. They be ducking, bro. Ducking.
Okay, politics as usual. Dun, 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 dun. I would give the PC gaming show to be determined. That's my score.
Yeah.
I was like, don't even give it a score, man.
I enjoyed the bloopers at the end of the show. I like bloopers. Bring back bloopers.
Freaking. And then last but not least, the other one, I didn't even know this was a showcase until we started recording. The Future Games showcase, and apparently a bunch of bangers were shown off, including Arizona Sunshine, Ace Combat 8, Little Nightmares 3, Gothic 1 Remake, Dusk Fade. Oh, I know that one. That one actually looks pretty cool.
They had Alters DLC. Alters is a fire game, actually. Yeah. Alters. And they have DLC coming.
The one with all the copies of himself.
I appreciate that this article actually links, right to the art of the trailer right at the top. I appreciate it. Shout out to the website, man. I'm pulling up the gameplay. So wait, Ethos, you was hooting and hollering about this game, this showcase. What did you watch that like really caught your eye?
Sure. Hold on. I pull up my wish list right now. So first thing would be is I know Watts is excited. Watts, are we excited to play an extraction shooter?
Oh my lord.
You sure am.
Are you excited to play? But this isn't just any extraction shooter. This game's called Mistfall. It is hold on. Mistfall Hunter is a dark fantasy extraction ARPG. You will combine skills, talents, and gear with each class in thrilling combat, team up or go solo, and fight your way as you return with a full haul. Good luck, Guild Hunter. So they have made a Souls extraction game, which could be cool.
What does that mean?
It means that it's an extraction game, but you're meleeing people.
You're playing Dark Souls type stuff. You're beating bosses, right? You're being PvE, you're being bosses, but then other teams can come in and fight you.
How many bosses this game got? Because I don't want to. That sounds like Monster Hunter. I don't want to fight the same thing over and over just to get.
I don't know, but I mean, it could be a fun little thing. Who knows? I'll give it a shot. They got a little bell thing. You go bing, bing, bing. That seemed kind of cool. All
right, you heard it here first, Game Devs. Get a little bing, bing, bong, bong, and eat those.
Other jokes aside, I really rocked with. Okay, there's a couple games I was like, ooh, TBH. This is a TBH ass game right here. Fading Echoes, that game looked kind of cool. I think you might like that game a lot, TBH. It's like a fast-paced action adventure RPG where like the characters fighting, but they can turn into like this like blob.
I like the character design.
Like Splatoon. And so they can like during combat while they're doing strings, they can turn into this like paint blob, land on the ground, then flip back up into a water ball, and then turn back into human form and then keep comboing. I was like, oh, this is kind of cool and creative.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. It's also coming out in July, which is a acceptable release date.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I think you guys might like that. I played WTF. I played Waifu Tactical Force. It actually plays pretty good.
You would play that fucking game.
I played it. You know what's crazy? It does play like Titanfall. it does in fact play like Titanfall.
What if it
That's
bodies
the
Impulse?
Titanfall.
Yeah, it might. I have to play Impulse, but I'm not gonna lie. I would have a good laugh if I end up playing both. And I'm like, yo, actually, I think WTF plays a little bit better. There was a Prison of Husks, which is like this old
Prison of Husks is on my wish list. Shout out!
I saw the trailer. For people fans of Wipeout, that racing game back in the day, really cool aesthetic. There's a new, seems like a spiritual successor called AGX GP. That looked really cool. There was this game called They Will Come. This game is weird. I know. Yeah, it's weird. It's like a stealth game with like mech robots. I saw mech, so I was like, "Oh, this got to be cool." There's another game called, for all you friend slot people. There's a game called Cordura, which is a psychological 4-player co-op horror game where it has sanity that can mess with your visuals. And the selling point feature of this game is that the AI will manipulate your friends. And I said this would be funny to see a bunch of black people play when they're calling each other the N-word, and then you have the AI also replicating that. I think that would be hilarious. So yeah, so that's a funny little thing. Oh man, I have another one. The Lift, the supernatural handyman simulator. This game looked kind of cool. I'm not sure if it's 100% something I like.
They got American Revolution.
Yeah, that looks kind of cool. They already showed Tomb Raider. The other one, okay, the last one that I thought was really cool is there's this game that they announced called Magicians: The Devil's Deal. This game looks sick. Yeah, you are a magician, cool. A first-person like kind of like
actual combat, magic.
Yeah, FPS game where you're a magician, so you're actually doing magic, not like Harry Potter magic, like a legit
like actual magic.
Yeah, like cards and rabbits and everything. I was like, oh, this looks cool. So it's like an FPS, narrative-driven FPS. Reminds me a lot of BioShock. Seems like we're getting a lot of BioShock-like type of games.
We are, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
I got one that you didn't mention, which was Chronoscript, The Endless End. This game is an exploration-based action-adventure game where you are an editor trapped within a manuscript. But then the game plays out across 2D and 3D planes.
The woman that's drawing, right?
Yeah,
like, that looked cool.
It's just like it's just super it's just super creative of how they're using different perspectives. And
I was worried a little bit how like, because I was watching it, I was like, I don't know how, like, because of the way the art is for like the background and the character. I was like, sometimes I can't see what's happening sometimes. But I think it's still pretty busy. Cool. Yeah, it's very busy. But and then the last thing, which I think you'll okay at TBH, they showed Exodus. Which I think
I didn't even know this game. I'm saying it's a 20-minute demo. I gotta say this to Letter.
20 minutes.
Finally, they gameplay. 20 minutes of what? Actual gameplay. That's crazy. So wait, what did you think of this? Because I didn't even know they dropped this.
It is through and through a spiritual successor to Mass Effect. I think it has. So everything that I told you about is true. So it's got choices. It's got a Paragon and Renegade system. And the companions will like have a different opinion. So like one of the companions will be like, hey, like there was a choice where it was like, hey, there's this airlock we have to go through, but we could open the airlock and then let all the people who are in there die. Like we could fling them out of the airlock.
Hell yeah.
And then one of them was like, we can't do that, June. There could be workers in there, like people who are not combatants, and you're killing innocent people. And then the other partner, she was like, nah, fuck that. Why they shouldn't have been there to begin with. Pull the airlock. And so you get to pick the choice, and then that resolves it. The combat looked really cool. They had some gas. They had some little schmooming in it. They got a little grapple hook. They got a slide like Gears of War where you can slide to cover. It's like a contextual cover system. So it's not like Gears hardcore cover system. It's more like Last of Us where you can kind of like move towards a piece of cover and then, the character will just go like that. You got squad commands, so you can command your squad to do certain attacks. They got the primer detonator system. The story is like when you're doing stuff on the mission, you go back home and then the world changes, the environment actually changes. So like there's like examples where they're like the statue changed of your character and like the world, your home world. So the whole plot is like your home world is dealing with a disease that's killing off all your citizens. So you go time traveling through time dilation. You travel to parts of the universe to find the cure or a problem or a way to fix it. But when you're out there, for you, it's just like days and weeks. For them, they're like years, months, years are passing. So you're kind of going back and forth, and this can affect like the NPCs that you leave behind or you bring with you on missions and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, if you just look at it, if they also did a little boss fight, so you got to see a little boss fight, a demo of it. It looked cool. Like it looked like Mass Effect through and through. Only thing is, I definitely say like the immersion. I mean, not immersion. The what's it called? The optimization definitely is a lot better than when they first showed it. Still needs a little bit tweaking, but a lot better. The only thing I was a little disappointed for is that it is not a fully customizable character. Like you get customization, but it's not Mass Effect. Yeah, it's like a preset with some little changes. You can change still the face a little bit, but it's not like you can't change their race. You can't really like change their background. Like this seems like it's not an avatar. This is more like a predefined character with a little bit of variation in the customization. That was like the only thing where I was like, this isn't a deal breaker for me, but that is a little disappointing to find out. But other than that, everything else looked pretty cool.
Who is the future game show hosted by? Who is this show?
I don't know. I don't know who does this.
This shit better than the PC
it's
game.
It's got Troy Baker. Yeah, it has Troy Baker in. So it's got some weight.
I feel like this is what the PC gaming show wants to be, because it is primarily like indie games on this list, but most of these indie games are fire. Yeah, they're gas. They're cool. That's what I'm looking for. I don't have an issue with the PC gaming show. Like, it's just, I feel like they just let anybody in. I think they need to be a little bit more selective and curate. It seems like the Future Game Show curated those indie titles.
And pacing. I think they always have the pacing. That was the thing about Future Game Show. It was like almost an hour and 30. It didn't feel like that. Like I was sitting down during the Twitch streaming it, and we were all just watching it, and I was just going through the video, and I was just like, wow. I was like, ooh. I was just like, it was literally just like boom, boom, boom. Like every single time they showed a new game, I was like, ooh, that's
just
cool.
Based off looking at this article, I give it like a solid 7. It was good.
Yeah, I give him like I give him an 8. Like I genuinely was like the same way I liked Xbox and PlayStation. Like I felt the same way about this one. I was genuinely shocked. They showed more Tomb Raider. I was like, this. I had a good time the whole time. I was like, this is a good watch.
Okay. How's everybody else feeling?
I don't know who owns it.
Yeah, I was feeling good about it. I enjoyed it. There was some cool stuff in there.
Just fucking score it then.
I don't know.
I'll give it an 8.
6, 7.
I don't know.
6, 7.
I
don't know. There was a Snail Souls game.
Another one?
Snail?
Deadroot. It's called Deadroot. You play as a snail.
We're supposed to be beating the agenda. There's
Metroidvania.
Not too many Souls games, and you guys keep bringing up Souls games.
Well, it's because it's not really, but it could scratch an itch if you wanted to. You get to play as a snail.
I said as I got
That's
a Soul
fun.
shirt on. It's fucking funny.
Oh, I was gonna say, Watts, you weren't excited about Little Nightmares?
No, not since all the devs that made Little Nightmares left and made Reanimal, which is a better Little Nightmares than Little Nightmares.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, with all the big shows out of the way, us discussing that, let's move on to some of the demos that were revealed and talk a little bit more in detail about that. And I'm going to give the floor to Jay on this one. During one of the shows, I forgot, they dropped an Onimusha demo. This man has been waiting 30, 40 years for an Onimusha.
But it feels like it.
He got a demo. It's available on PS5 and PC for those unaware. Depending on your skill level, it'll probably take you like 20 to 40 minutes to beat, I think. What are your thoughts? Give us how's it? Because I never played the original 2 games. How does this compare to those? And then what are they changing? What do you like about it, Jay?
I mean, it was totally different. Like, it's not even in the same stratosphere as far as gameplay. All the other Onimushas outside of once we got to 3 and Dawn of Dreams, what they're remaking, by the way, they're going to bring that one out too. It was top down, so it was not exactly top down. Well, the first one was more top down, but they had certain angles and camera angles that was reminiscent of Resident Evil. Always called it like the feudal Japan Resident Evil back then, before Resident Evil ended up surpassing Onimusha, and then they didn't bring out any more Onimushas. So it's totally different. Like, this is more action based for sure. Definitely, counter centric. They have stamina bars and whatnot, but there wasn't any of that in the previous Onimushas. It was a lot of just running into different areas, and then you may get, you're going to have a Genma run up on you and surprise you, in a corner or something, and you got to try to survive, and you can only really move like left and right and up and down. It wasn't a full range of movement, but in this one, it's more of like a traditional action RPG that you would know and love. So definitely different in that aspect. But I think, like, when we get into the premise of like the story and everything surrounding that, I think previous Onimusha fans will be, for the most part, familiar with how the story is run, at least from the demo what we saw. You have a gauntlet. Obviously, you don't know from there like why you got the gauntlet and all that. They don't really say it in the demo, but if you go through the lore or whatever, or follow Twitter, they kind of explain it a little bit more. But you have a gauntlet. The gauntlet allows you to have special abilities. So in the demo, they gave you a couple of them, but the main one is a different set of weapons, and they allow you to get a certain amount of, I guess, fill up a bar, and then you can use those moves. So that part is totally different. But I was playing the game, and everybody was just like, I know you're happy. They were like, this dude did not stop smiling while he was playing the game. And I honestly didn't, because, like, again, I've just been waiting for it for so long. And one of my worries before we even saw any gameplay was, how would this play? Like, how would they go full on Souls? Would it be more action RPG? It's not Souls. It's definitely not Souls. But they do focus a lot on the deflecting and countering aspect, because they don't really recommend that you just run up and just slash. You can, but if you don't focus on your defense or whatever, then it'll probably be a little bit of a harder time for you getting through the game. But it felt like home, even though the game played different. It felt more like home for me, just seeing the different Genma and seeing how you deal with them. One of the things that I want to point out is there was one part in the demo where you were surrounded by like at least like 4 to 6 different Genma, and I was like, what do I have in my repertoire that could handle them, in a manner that I won't get overwhelmed. And they have this mechanic that's very similar to like a Ghost of Tsushima or a Ghost of Yotai, where if you bring down the Genma stamina, then like at one time, then you can like execute them and you can move on. So you can chain attack them, chain execute them. So I found that super dope. That was one mechanic that I found just really, really just exciting for me and allow me to know that I can, when I'm surrounded, I have the tools to deal with these enemies fairly quickly. And then I made a short where I showed there were certain parts where you had a board that you could pick up, a table that you could pick up to use as a shield for Genma that were shooting arrows at you, and then you could actually launch that table at the enemies and then you can deal with them. So I found like some of those things that they showed in the demo were super dope. And then you end up fighting one mid boss, and then you fought your equivalency to like your rival in the game, and that was like the final boss, and that fight was super dope, and seeing that whole aspect. So just from beginning to end, like I have really nothing bad to say about it. I don't think I was gonna say anything bad about it either, but I was telling Watts because you came in the chat when I was playing it. compared to like a Ghost of Tsushima or a Ghost of Yotai, I said that I felt like the gameplay and the combat felt a little bit more refined than Ghost of Tsushima. And like I said, I don't know if I'm conveying that correctly, but I just feel like when I hit somebody, I felt like it had more meaning to it as to why I'm doing it. Like I'm not just slashing all willy-nilly and hoping that I can, counter somebody. I felt like that when I'm hitting you with the purpose. And that still kind of brought back the old school feeling for me. But again, this was totally different gameplay and combat that I'm dealing with here. So like I said, all of that was dope. The only thing that I can say is bad is that I'm not playing it right now. God damn it! Like I want to continue playing the game. Somebody asked me, "You want to play the demo a whole bunch of times?" No, I'm not going to do that. Even though like it would be nice to continue playing it. I think I got my experience, but I'm just going to be sad come September. I'm going to be very happy, but very sad once that game comes out because I want people to play it. I don't want people to be stifled and really have to choose what game that you're going to play in September, what game that you're going to buy, because I want this game to succeed and I'm going to continue to push the agenda. But I have seen some people say, including UTBAs, who are like, I never played Onimusha. I tried the demo. This is going to be a day one for me. And that made me smile. Like, I'm like, yeah, I finally get more people to understand like the joy that I felt playing through all the Onimushas back then and then having to wait 20 years and then finally get an announcement that Capcom actually recognizes. Notice me, senpai, you recognize one of your franchises that I have been, begging you all to actually, take seriously and make, and then you finally come back and make this. And even though it's different, it still feels like home for me. So like I said, I can't say anything bad. I love the story, what we've seen so far. I absolutely love the combat. I feel like it's probably some of the best combat that I've had in one of these action RPGs in a long time. And I'm not just saying that to be biased. I love the area that we're in. I love the time period that we're in, and I'm just excited to see more. I have nothing bad to say about it.
JG, choke it up.
I'm only buying this day one so he can stop crying, bro. This game ain't that.
Yeah, it's fire. It.
Okay. The game is fire. Played through the whole demo, but I got like little nitpicks about it. The first one being, I can't believe I'm saying this, but it was way too easy. I hope that there's other difficulty options. I know it's not supposed to be a Souls game, but like it felt pretty mindless. Like I just ran through the game like it was nothing. So I thought it was a little too easy. And then
why are you cutting down his goat like that, man?
I saw people saying that. I saw people saying that. Did I care?
Yeah.
No, I could care less.
I'm not even looking for it to be like a Souls game, like, but like it does get to a point where it's like if something's too easy, I'd be like, all right, I want like a little bit of challenge. Like this was like Lego Batman easy. I'm gonna be honest. Like the parry in this was pretty easy. So I'm like, hey, can we crank it up just a little bit? Like I shouldn't have beat that boss fight on my second try. And I'm gonna be honest, I would have beat him in the first one if I was sitting up. I was just kind of leaning in the chair, yapping, talking to the chat though. And I almost beat him too. That was the funny part. Not even paying attention to the fight fully. So I was like, that other than that though, I enjoyed it. The combat's really cool. It's really flashy. It was optimized. The story seems interesting. It's a day one cop for me. What'd you think, Wes?
The way that I describe the combat is like that, and why I think it feels unique and special compared to others is that it is really visceral and it's got weight, but it's also really fluid. And I feel like a lot of games either go with like kind of more light, airy, and fluid, or it's like heavy and not clunky, but it feels a lot heavier overall. And Onimusha has like both. They've managed to do both, which is really cool. And the other thing that I really like about it is you don't just have parrying, you don't just have guarding, you have countering, you have parrying, you have like the blade thing that you can do where you have you got to press the different buttons to what you pressed previously to win that duel. There's a bunch of things that you can do defense-wise in Onimusha, and the way that you can approach different encounters is really cool. Like this little spinny guys that spin at you, you can parry them into one of the enemies and they'll like hit each other, and then you can do like the execute on both of them, or you can parry them into the wall and they get stuck into the wall. Like there's just a lot of really cool interactions that you can do with Onimusha combat. It ran 144 FPS locked, ultra everything, didn't drop a frame. Beautiful. It looks really great. I've always loved the personalities of characters in Onimusha. Like they have a personality to them. You're not just playing like a kind of silent, stoic man, samurai guy. Like he's funny. There's going to be a lot of moments where he's funny. Yeah, I love it. I will be playing it day one. I can't wait.
I just remember one more nitpick before I toss it to Ethos, and it's really a nitpick, but I think the default controls suck. You got to switch it to the offense controls.
I
did not like those
controls. No, I did defense controls.
Yeah, I did.
I did
aggressive and defense. I went with defense to start.
Parry on L1.
Yeah, the default control is aggressive. I'm saying the defense one was good. I had to switch it, is what I'm saying.
There's no parry on the default, the aggressive one, I don't think. Because when I looked at it, there is.
It's a difference between hitting
square or something.
It's hitting X or square or LB.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Absolute garbage.
Yeah, so if you play the demo, change the controls. But that's all I was saying.
I mean, you have two options at the start.
You know what's crazy? They said the defensive control scheme was easier.
Is that what?
It's for you want to. Yes, they said literally it's written in there. They said if you pick this mode, this is the easier mode.
So you're supposed to play. You're supposed to play with no parry then.
I'm assuming it's because like the default scheme is more like maybe JG can correct me. Is that like the more like back in the day one? Because I don't know if you could.
They didn't have one. That was the thing. There wasn't. There weren't any real parry or blocking mechanics. Like
I think everyone like when you load up the game and it says you can pick between these two. I think everyone was like, well, that one has parry on L1. So
yeah,
I'm gonna
picking
do that one.
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't care if it's easier.
I play with X. I'm probably switched to LB, but I just want to try them out just to see how I felt.
I liked it. I thought I got it when I played. I was like, damn, JG by right. He was crazy. I got a copy of Onimusha in a box somewhere. I just have never got a chance to get around to playing it. The PS2 version.
If you try playing it, it's like I say, it's not even going to feel the same.
Yeah, that's probably why I'm not going to play it.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't even, if you didn't play it back then, I probably wouldn't even recommend to try it. If you played this one, it's going to be night and day. It's not even the same type of game.
Yeah, but I mean, look, it was really cool. Like I like how the parry isn't just simply like, because I feel like so many games just like, oh, we just got to make it like Sekiro. We just have to make it like Sekiro. Or we just have to make it like just a normal parry, what we expect now. I like that they like the whole idea of like, oh, well, no, you have directional parry. Like if you press the A button with the parry, you actually can shift their movement and make them go like what Watts did somewhere else. I was like, oh, this is kind of gas. And then like it was really cool because like every part I was playing the demo, I thought it was like, okay, maybe that's just it. Like that's the breadth of the mechanics. And it was just they just do one more. I got one more, and then there was like, oh, now you got a cool parry fight where you hit each other, and then you're trying to like it reminds me of like Star Wars, where it was just like you're trying to force your power on the other person so you can like beat them in a clash. I was like, oh, this is fire. I will say, okay, this is my only. Okay, maybe I'm a weirdo. The only con I had about this demo was I didn't like the main character's voice. It felt.
You're playing in English?
In English, yeah.
Yeah, I was playing in English. I was like, his voice doesn't match.
The Waifu Tactical players playing in English? What?
Yeah, well, I mean, the waifus they weren't even speaking at all. the waifus weren't speaking at all. But no, that was probably why, because it was just default English. So I guess I should just play it in Japanese then. Because
I would recommend
dub. I was like, I don't.
You got to hear the guy go Musashi.
Yeah, I like the voice of the villain guy that shows up. I don't know if he's like from the OG game, but I was like, oh, this guy's cool. Okay,
and attractive.
Yeah, he was funny.
He's the best looking man I've ever seen in my life.
That was
yes. That's funny. No, but it's the same concept because in the first one there was like a sword master rival. So I think that they're trying to recreate that in this one and have that rival who's a master sword master.
Like a reboot of the first. It's just like a
no, it's not. No, it's not. Okay. They're trying to make a totally different, because I thought it was going to be like that either. As well, but no, it's not. But I think like at least this character, like someone who's really going to be not a villain, but an anti-hero type. Who just wants, he wants to die. He wants to fight the best swords master. You're probably going to meet that person multiple times. It's that character.
Okay, for sure. Yeah. Other than that, like I had no complaints. I thought, combat was fire. We'll see what the story ends up being, but that whole idea of like looking in the past, you see this really messed up stuff happening with like the people who were there before. I was like, oh, this is really cool. So yeah, I was engaged. Day one, definitely, I'll pick it up.
Day one, September.
September 24th.
We'll
I mean,
see.
5th, sorry.
Yeah, please, people. Even if you don't play the game day one, I don't even care if you play it day one.
He said just
Buy
get
the
money.
damn game,
Buy the
man.
game.
Just get it and play it
Buy
on your
the
own
game.
time.
Again.
Yes, exactly. Put it in your backlog, because God forbid you gonna have a backlog. Everybody on this podcast is gonna have a backlog. There's no choice.
So that's the non-Souls like action game. Moving on to the other demo that was announced during the Summer Games Fest. That would be Mortal Shell 2, which is the follow-up to Mortal Shell. It's a Souls-like where you play a character who can take control of different entities known as shells, and each shell has different abilities. I did not play the first one because it looked janky as hell. I think I saw Ethos play it, and I said, no, thank you. Looks like bootleg Elden Ring. But I am here to say I'll take the helm on this one.
Elden Ring wasn't even out. What do you mean?
Bootleg Dark Souls something. I remember
Mortal Shell came out
were
before
playing- whatever.
Elden
It didn't look good. That's the point. It looked janky as hell. I am happy to announce that this one is without a doubt a day one pickup. When I saw the trailer like a month ago, I was kind of interested, but now that I got my hands on it, I'm like, ooh, I'm kind of right there with Watts. Like, I feel like we're gonna say this a lot on the podcast, so really take it with a grain of salt. But this could be potentially a game. I don't think it will because it's more niche, but it could be one of my favorite games of the year, because the best way I would describe this game is Elden Ring meets Super Mario meets Sekiro. And what I mean is the combat, like the base combat, is kind of like a sped up Elden Ring. It's much more fast paced. So if you don't like Dark Souls, you might like this because you move around and you swing much faster. It has the parry system similar to Sekiro. It feels very satisfying. But the Mario part, and it sounds really weird and it fucking works, is the shell mechanic. What I mean is, like, if you think of like Mario, he gets like the Tanuki suit, he gets the frog suit, he gets the mushroom, and he powers up. That's basically what the suit is. There's like different suits you can find throughout the world that have different abilities, and it changes the combat. But if you get hit too many times, you lose the suit and you become naked and like in a weakened state. It's a crazy combination, but it fucking works and it's fun. I think in this demo, you get two different suits. You get a night one, who gets like a hardened ability, and then you get like a stealth one that can go invisible. So you get to try out two different play styles. It's a solid challenge. I beat several bosses. This demo is really long. I got like 4 or 5 hours on it, and I still didn't get all the achievements. I'm at 6 out of 9. This is a day one cop. It feels very satisfying to pull off the different moves and the different tactics. You get a shotgun too, that you cannot spam because it's based off of you have to fight in the pocket. And it also shares energy with your shell ability. So you have to decide if you want to swing, shoot, or use the shell abilities. And there's no stamina, so you can kind of swing as much as you want. My only complaint about this game, I will say, is I feel like it's a little too dark. I don't know if I'm old. I don't know if y'all agree with that. I had to turn the brightness up. There are certain sections where I dead ass just could not see. And I'm like, all right, I think I'm getting old, because there was like one section where you have to do a trial where you have to beat multiple ghosts, and the screen turns into like this orange sepia filter like Instagram, but then it's also darker. And I just could not see anything. And I was like, all right, Chad, y'all can clown me. I'm turning the brightness up. I cannot see the enemies. I can't see what's going on. But other than that, man, the counter in this game feels very good to pull off a kill, because you get different cool animations every time you counter per enemy. This feels like a labor of love and a really big step up from the first game. So I'm picking it up. What you think, Ethos?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I posted the clip. When that clip happened to me, I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm day one. I'm picking this game up." Like when I shot her off the thing and her weapon flinged off, that junk had me like legit like cracking up. I like it. The only issue I had with it was, oh my God, why am I blanking on the issue I had? Oh, I'll talk about what I loved about it until I can figure out what I didn't like. For my brain reminds me.
Can't be that bad.
Yeah. No, my brain just literally short circuited. I really like kind of what you said, TBH. I was shocked too when I realized, I was like, wait a minute, there's no stamina. Because I was like, I thought the parry, the parry, like a bar shows up when you guard. But then I was like, oh wait, no, that's like if you're parrying. So I was like, okay, so you can just keep swinging on people if you want to. I was like, okay, that's pretty cool of a mix up. I do like on top of that, the what I really like is the seals. So the seals makes it where you can actually change fundamental mechanics of how you play the game. So like there was like a seal that was like kind of like an easy mode seal where they're just like, this will disable a bunch of achievements, but you'll unlock a bunch of other achievements. I was like, oh, that's interesting, and you'll get health back when you kill enemies and stuff like that. I was like, oh, interesting. I didn't use it because I ain't no Mickey, but I was like, oh, this is a cool little Mickey seal. And then there was another seal which I used, which was like, all right, if you want like more of like a Sekiro experience where it's like, all right, so the default parry is like there's a guard you can do that will protect you. So it's a very generous guard, and then there's a parry. But then they have a more fine-tuned one where they're like, all right, if you want a more fine-tuned parry where it's you got to really land it like perfect timing. But in return, if you do sacrifice like that flexibility of like, yeah, if you so basically it's like you no longer have a guard. So if you mess up, you will take damage. It's not you can guard some of it. Now this version's like no. If you mess up the timing, you are gonna get messed up. But in return, you will get basically like a massive hit to their resolve. So that means that you could really like break them way faster. So you can hit them with the
high risk, high reward
cool execution. Yeah, high risk, high reward. So I love that this way that they've built the customization. It's very different from Elden Ring and a bunch of and even Souls games that I've played before. So I was like, fire, that's good. And now my brain remembers what I didn't like. There were a couple times when I was down in some of them dungeons where the camera was losing its mind. Where I got backed into a corner. I'm serious. Fuck those fire types.
The camera
you can pull it back.
No, because what maybe that is, but there was like the fire guys, the ones that like they just start swinging on you like 5 times in a row. Sometimes when you're getting hit with some of the attacks, there's like I thought you'd get like ability like the iframe or like to get out of it. You just get stuck, and then I had it happen to me twice where like 2 of them that were just swinging, they would do the same animation, and because I got hit by one and then I got hit by the second one, I got basically got animation locked. I couldn't get out of it. So basically, I got hit 5 times, and the character keeps falling back as I got hit. I got hit into a wall, and then the camera started freaking out because I literally could not see anything. The camera was trying to like get an eye on the character. I couldn't see anything, and then kind of what you said, it was dark too, so I couldn't make out where my character was, and then I just died. And that was the only time where I legit felt like I was cheated. Most of the times, I don't feel like I'm cheating Souls. That was the one time when I played where I was like, that wasn't even fair. Like that was BS. I didn't feel like I went into a room, they jumped me from the corners, and I didn't have a chance to even react to it, and the camera screwed me, and I just died. So yeah, that was like the only like legitimate thing. There's a little bit of like polished stuff, like with some of the animation blending.
Some of
that's okay. That stuff like,
it moves weird. Yeah,
yeah. But that's just something I think that's like they've said this is a beta. That's when you give them that feedback, and they're probably still fine tuning that. But outside of that, like the game ran great. The combat was fire. The story seemed pretty cool, straightforward.
I like the puzzles
really
too.
Wait to get
I forgot to say that.
Yeah, the puzzles weren't bad either. The shotgun was amazing. The gun is made. It reminds me of like Bloodborne's gun.
Gun feels good. Yeah,
gun feels great. Like it just feels like just everything feels really good. There's little things you can tell like from like a AA studio type of thing where it's like, okay, these are like little refinements that you have to still do. But overall, I agree with what you're saying, TBH. I think if that's just a taste of what they're going to show us, especially what you said, Watts, like definitely 100%, probably going to be one of my favorite games this year. Yeah.
Like as soon as I started like parrying things and countering, I was like, that just feels phenomenal. Good. Like, and the animation work is great, and the enemies are like super detailed, and this compared to Mortal Shell 1, the visuals are like a crazy difference. I'm so glad they stuck with this because the idea is really cool. They've always had the idea of that you're this husk guy, and then you can take on different shells, and the different shells have different abilities, and you can level them up in different ways. So each of the shells, not only do they have different abilities, like the first one that you get can like just harden an enemy, and then you can wail on them. The other one that you get that's more of like a thief can go invisible and then like stab him with a knife. But you can also go into different aspects of those different shells. So like the thief, for example, you can make that going invisible and hitting them stronger. You can also do like poison resistance and stuff like that to where you're essentially immune from poison. So there's lots of really cool ways. Plus I don't know what they call them, the like talismans that you get.
Yeah, seals.
The seals, yeah. The seals can really change how you play. And then you're also going to get different like guns and stuff, I'm sure. And then you also get different weapons. So the customization and how you find that customization by getting like hints of where they are on the map is just really cool. It hits all the spots in my brain that makes me go, yeah, I'm going to really, really love this game.
What about you, Jay?
Yeah. I'm pleasantly surprised by how much I do enjoy this game. Because, like I said, I had no interest in playing the first Mortal Shell, but I feel like the dev studio really listened and looked at like maybe what other games were doing, and they really fine tuned the second one to be like more of this complete project that does remind me of some of the other Souls games that I played. I do really enjoy the concept. I did feel like at a point they were kind of throwing a lot at me, but it didn't take too much to like understand like what some of the items were doing in the game, as I got there. But just from a raw gameplay standpoint, it felt again more familiar for me, just with like this other aspect tacked along, which were the Mortal Shells. And I do really enjoy the fact that like you can really fine tune, you can get a shell and you can really figure out like what you want your play style to be. And then you can go through the game like that. So that's what I'm more excited about. I'm more excited to get into some other shells as I continue to play along with, when the early access releases, whenever we, get full access to that, and then continue to go through the game and see what I can do there. But like Ito said, like, you have like the standard like block and parry, and then you have the more like high risk, high reward parry. And I also use that one, and I was like, this feels amazing. Using that parry and the high risk, high reward, and I body like the I guess I don't even know what boss did you call him, but the one that was out in like the open field. I was trying that one on him, and I was like, oh, okay. I was like, this feels good. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed the game. And I ran into a couple bugs, but again, I'm not gonna fault them. When I finally got my first shell, my screen went completely black. I didn't know what I was doing, so I had to quit out the game and come back in there. And then when I finally unlocked the map, I couldn't move around the map. That was weird. Yeah, so Watts was in there. She saw that too. So I had a couple bugs, but again, I'm not going to fault them or dock points. And still that fast travel, like doing it in person, like we saw it during that gameplay demo, but doing it in person, I was like, this is like one of the best ways to like load into the next area of the map, but like just make it look super cool to get launched to another part of the map. So I thought that, like some travel? Of those.
Yeah, I was bugging. Yeah. I couldn't figure out how to use it. I knew how to fast travel from like the main base down to the other area, but is there fast travel between the spawn points?
I believe so.
I think so.
I couldn't do it though because I couldn't move across the map, so I could go in the map and move. But I think so because I think that it wouldn't make any sense to like unlock all of those beacons and not be able to fast travel between them. So I think you can once you do that and then cleanse all the beacons. I think you can. Or I think that's
you
cleanse? Yeah, you gotta cleanse.
Yeah, you gotta cleanse
them.
it.
Cleanse them.
Interesting. Well, yeah, you should be able to, but I'm pretty sure those are fast travel points. But yeah, but even getting to the second like main area, or whatever, just doing that whole animation was super cool. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoy it. I don't know if it's my game of the year because again, I'm gonna be super biased, so we gotta wait till September.
It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be up there.
This year is gonna be super tough.
It's gonna be hard for him. He know what he wants his game of the year to be.
No. There is a chance.
Control Resonant could be a chance for JG. Maybe
Phantom Blade could very easily. I could see that and be like, holy crap! Like I don't know.
Easter Reincarnation maybe for me. Like I'm super excited for that game.
I don't even want to see any more of that because I'm excited for that too. Like I'm good. Like I don't
give
need
me
to
the games. Release them now. Get them out of September.
So yeah. So I don't know. Like I could be super biased. I don't know if this game will make the cut for my game of the year noms, but I think this would be a very fun game to play once we finally get our hands on this. So yeah, I'm sold. You did your thing, letting us play this beta. Another pleasant surprise.
Demos are back
this week. Seriously, man,
I've never had to download so many goddamn demos, and I'm not complaining. I hope that like all these devs see the calendar and see all these games coming out between September and November, and thinking like, damn, how can we stand out? Put a fucking demo out, let people try it out for free because people do not have unlimited money. Spend the resources. I'm picking it up. I think y'all are too. That's all I got for the conversations. Really wasn't any other news this week besides the game shows. That was like all the big stuff. I got a few small articles for like the lightning round if we want to get into it real quick, but it's nothing too heavy. And y'all tell me what you think before we wrap this one up. I should have had these loaded up, but the first one I do remember. Apparently, so Amazon owns the rights to 007, and there was a bunch of hoopla online about who's going to be developing the sequel to First Light. And reports were claiming that it would not be IO Interactive. So Amazon came out and clarified and said, yes, we do own the rights, but that does not mean we won't let IO Interactive develop it. We still have a strong relationship with them. But they also did not confirm that they will be developing it. They said, we're going to look at our options and then figure it out from there. So Amazon Studios might be developing the next game. How does that make y'all feel?
Keep Amazon Studios away.
Fuck no. IO or bust.
Yeah. They killed it, man.
Yeah,
I think just from like, okay, just let's say if Amazon games had a good track record, they don't, but let's say if they do, it still wouldn't make any sense to like, essentially reboot 007 in video game form, have it have such high critical acclaim, and it'd be like, oh, okay, we're going to make the second one. That just doesn't make any sense. To take that under them, they did a freaking amazing job, and you're like, oh, you can't do the sequel. I just think just from a logical standpoint, that makes absolutely no sense. Let them make the freaking sequel. If they did good and showed you that they can do good with the franchise and having the IP and the license, that just doesn't make any sense. So when I saw this, I was like, first of all, this is way too early to be talking about this. But second of all, what are y'all thinking? If y'all even are trying to make the second game and not let IO make the second one instead, when they already showed you that they could make a good 007 game.
It's funny too, because literally on the very last podcast, Ethos was talking about, oh man, this guy could be the next 007. I'm so excited for the future. And then the corporation came in and said, fuck you.
Fuck that. Why can't you try to be happy?
This does not mean that the next 007 game will be terrible. It's kind of up in the air, because they said maybe we'll let IO do it. Maybe we'll do it. I'm leaning towards they're probably going to take it over, because you should have just came out and said, no, IO Interactive, we're going to still let them work on it. I don't like this answer.
This is not a good answer.
I don't either. They're basically gonna take their blueprint and then be like, oh, okay, now we're making a death. It's gonna be good, right? No, you can't duplicate the sauce, man. They got the sauce.
They'll have a retro talking about something. What went wrong? Well, I thought it would work, right? The first game was so good. How did we mess up the second game?
I thought we just needed a handsome white guy.
Yeah. Amazon's definitely the type of executives that don't understand how gaming works and game development works, and they just think, oh, well, it was successful, so we're just gonna take it over now.
Unfortunate. Wolverine will launch with an accessibility feature that allows you to turn off the blood. Anybody care? Anybody? Yeah. Huh?
Cool. Good for people.
So we're Mortal Kombat now. We're going back to that.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Yep.
At first, I thought I was like, well, why are you playing Wolverine if you don't want to see blood? And then people in the chat were like, well, what about parents who got kids in the room? I was like, okay, that's fair. Maybe you didn't want to see that stuff.
Biggy's like, nah, show him the blood.
I'm not gonna have kids in the room. I'm not gonna put them in a room at all. They can watch me play Lego Batman. They're not gonna watch me play Wolverine. Sorry.
I think the part that does confuse me about this story, because if you saw in the trailer at the State of the Play, he was sticking his claws up people's head and squirting blood everywhere. So like the claw's just gonna go up their head and like what?
You're going to see the claws in their head in more detail because there's no blood to off skin.
You're going to see the brains now?
You're just going to see it.
It'll be, was it like sparkles?
Confetti.
Maybe.
Yeah, confetti.
There you go. There.
That would be funny, actually. They should do that.
Do that as like a secret cool little like Easter egg or,
confetti mode. Avatar Legends, the fighting game, has been delayed by 3 weeks. It is now coming out on July 23rd. It was supposed to be July 2nd, but now July 23rd for those who care about it. They also just released some Avatar Kyoshi gameplay where she was whooping ass. Do we care about this one? Anybody?
Who are they ducking? What's coming out in July?
That's a good question.
Because I don't know. We should go play on like they keep saying. Oh yeah,
well, the developer said they wanted to add. They said they wanted to add new content that wasn't planned for the launch. So I don't think they're ducking anybody. If they're being honest, we don't know. People be
being cheeky, but yeah. I mean, hey, whatever. You want to play it? Are you excited? Some of the FGC people are excited for it. So
I'm gonna be playing all the fighting games. I'm gonna be playing NBA The Run. Don't worry. I'll play it. Y'all won't.
That too. Yeah.
Freaking, and then last but not least, apparently there was a AAA Avatar game that was announced 2 years ago called Ice Wars. Y'all remember that? Apparently it got canceled.
I don't remember.
I don't even remember, so it doesn't affect me. Whatever, bro. And that's all. That's all I got for you guys. You guys got anything else you want to add? Any games you want to shout out? Anything?
Oh, I don't.
Shout out to Marathon.
You guys.
Yeah, what were your all's quick thoughts on Marathon Season 2? You all didn't speak about it.
I heard the servers was Basura.
Day one, it was not great.
It was bad. Yeah, it came in crashing hard. But after that, it was fun.
I've been having a blast.
I've been seeing comments. People been saying y'all are marathon shills, man. They don't like that y'all like the game. Not everybody, but I've seen a couple comments. They do not like that y'all like the game.
I love it. Every time I see a comment, guess what? I'm gonna bring up Marathon the week after.
And one of my favorite things about when people leave comments like that, when they accuse somebody or they don't agree with something says, they always refer to us as the podcast and not the person who said or the person who did whatever. And I'm like, it almost is like, why did we switch the cameras? Doesn't matter.
Well, you could, and like, why is it always got to be shill? Why can you actually not just bring up a reasoning as to why you don't like the game or why you don't like us talking about the game? Because saying shill is like, whatever. I bought the game. I've never been sponsored by Bungie in my entire life. I paid money for Marathon. So yeah, if you want to give like reasons, that's cool. Talk about it. But saying shill is just such a nothing thing to throw out at people.
Yeah, I got over 100 hours. I guess I'm playing the long game. If I'm shilling and playing a game that long, I guess I am playing a long game.
What if they just really like it? What if they?
I got 206 hours.
Holy,
Watts doubled me. Yeah, look. Guess we just chilling.
I'll be playing it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, then let's wrap this one up. Ladies first, Watts, what is your closing statement for Gaming Illuminati episode 193? Go.
Kazu's confirmed for Monster Hunter Wilds. I knew it. Finally, peak has arrived. My boy is coming back. Everyone, be excited.
I don't even know what you just said.
I have a lot of things over here.
You gotta show us a picture of this guy or something. Show us the
Kazu. Be careful. He kind of just looks like
something
penis.
About a kazoo.
Wait, hold on. I gotta lose. What is the name of this monster called? How do you spell it?
Khezu.
Kazu.
Monster Hunter.
He's blind and deaf. He has no theme song because he's deaf.
Ew.
Oh my god, it is a penis.
It's like a Gyarados penis or something. What the fuck?
like an Ava, like one of the Ava angels. What the hell is this?
Why did they make this monstrosity?
Thank you for convincing me. Nah, I'm not coming back.
There was a Dark Souls player who played Monster Hunter Rise, and Kazu is the one that made him uninstall the game. That was funny.
I'm good off of this. I'm good off this.
Stronger than Radon.
I have his hoodie. I have 2 plushies over here.
I'm crying. What the fuck?
Jay, closing statements for episode 193. Go.
September is going to be a really trying month for the podcast, so I'm gonna need for y'all to show us a lot of grace. I wish I can just quit my job just for a month, and just play all these games because it's about to be ridiculous. Let's hope that the podcast can blow up to enormous levels so we all can afford these games and get noticed by these developers because it's about to be crazy. That's my birthday month too. Like I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. It's going to
send us codes.
Like I'm getting PTSD just thinking about it. Like it's 3 months away and I'm just like, I'm already having crazy anxiety. So I'm hoping that we can play and enjoy these games, but it's about to be really ridiculous. Second thing, I want you developers and companies to stop being pussies. And cause Grand Theft Auto 6 is just one game. I promise you. It's just one game. What are people going to do next year? Y'all going to avoid one game forever? You cannot avoid one game forever. Bring out your game whenever the hell you feel like it. I promise you there are going to be some people that will not be playing Grand Theft Auto 6 and have no plans on playing Grand Theft Auto 6. So my third thing, buy Onimusha when it comes out, please. Pre-order it, do whatever you got to do.
Debo gaming. Ethos, closing statement.
It could not be better to go against 1, 2, 3, 4, like 7 games on the same day than going in November sometime.
They scared of that GTA, man. They say no one gonna talk about our game. Yeah, speaking of what JG said too, I want to give a special shout out to one game in particular, Barbie Rewind. Shout outs to y'all for having the balls to pull up against GTA.
Yeah,
Big Barbie.
Yeah, big
I
Barbie.
saw a
Big
tweet
Godzilla.
that was like all the game companies dodging GTA, and then it's like Barbie Rewind, and there's a knight in armor sitting down.
Yeah, that was what I saw. Yeah, I retweeted that one.
November 12th.
Godzilla's doing the same, I think. Godzilla said, I'm big dog. I don't give a fuck about no GTA. I'm pulling up whenever I want. So, yeah, shout outs to both of them, bro, for showing that they got more cojones than the rest of all these games, bro. The show.
And my closing statement for episode 193 is, if you made it to this part of the episode, hashtag ethos got even darker. Because you did earlier.
I didn't know.
Yes,
I stopped myself.
No, he
You
just
should have said
spoiled,
ethos spoils. Yes.
Oh, we can do that too. Ethos spoils. Yeah, we can do both. Either or.
Spoils.
Just engage with the
Yeah.
content. Hit the like button, and we'll appreciate you. Hit the like button and the hype button.
And buy Onimusha.
By the way, for those unaware, you can hit the hype button 3 times. You get 3 per week. Use all 3 on us. Okay. Thanks.
Thank
Other
you.
than that, this has been Gaming Illuminati episode 193. Make sure to follow us on the socials. Turn on notifications so next time you know when another.
Oh, forgot to say
What?
one thing. Shout outs to the chat because they did hype. We were the #1 podcast hyped for last week.
Ooh,
I noticed that randomly one day when I was looking at it.
Hyping.
Yeah, we were the #1 hyped podcast.
Well,
So shout outs to them.
what old boy from Star Wars say? More. We need more. We need more of that shit. Keep hitting the like button. We appreciate y'all. It's totally
Thanks, y'all.
free, and we'll see you next week on the Gaming Illuminati podcast. Peace.
Bye.